If you guys are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys are not, you already know what to do. You know to spew. Hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley off into the comment section when you come in, please. Okay. Because this is me. Look at the forehead, look at the forehead, look at the eyebrows, look at the eyebrows, look at the nose, look at the nose, look at that chin, look at them cheekbones. That's me. Okay. I can't really force my smile, but I can try. Like, I can try to force it. But that's totally me. So if you guys could come in and hashtag that, it would be greatly appreciated. Ooh, I just scratched the shit out of myself. I only got like 3 nails. I just scratched the shit out of myself. The one. So I'm here and we're just, I guess we're going to probably get a message or we're just going to talk or something. But I'm showing up because I had a really hard week this week, you guys. Like my week was really, really, really fucking hard. And I don't mean like stuff was happening in my life to make it hard. Hey, Grand Rising. Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. Shout out to the Mod Squad of Truth. I don't have my managing moderator because she's still knocked out in the back there. Okay. So I don't have her awake. So if anybody could just throw that link in the comment section, it'd be greatly appreciated. Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. I said 2024. All them 24s, okay? How am I doing? I'm okay. I'm better today, right now, in this moment than I have actually been like all week. But energy changes when your mood changes. Energy changes when shit shifts, right? So this week has been really hard for me, just emotionally. Dealing with this Alicia Smiley shit has been really, really hard for me. I have been challenged in more ways than one with the spirit this week with this Alicia Smiley shit. I've been challenged with the shit. I will share with you guys. I mean, because it's already done and it really doesn't fucking matter, but it's already done, right? Let me ask before I open up my mouth, if I can even share. Let me tag that, or not tag that, pin that comment for you. All right. That is the link. Okay. If anybody wants to, but let me ask the spirit if I can even share with you guys. All right. Santissimo Morte, Divine Spirit. Can I share with them what I was like dealing with this week with the Alicia Smiley shit? Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to share it. And I guess maybe she doesn't really care about me sharing this because the whole time she kept telling me, you have nothing to lose. Like, you have nothing to lose. Right. So I'm already frustrated because I feel like it's taken forever for me to get justice. You get what I'm saying? You say LA, put the link in. Yeah, it's in there. Hashtag truthgang, hashtag gang, hashtag tribe vibes, hashtag loyalty, hashtag peace, hashtag flourish, hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley 2024, hashtag one God many faces, hashtag bird watching bitch, hashtag a bitch love books. Okay, so like I said, this week was like a really challenging week with the Alicia Smiley shit. Hello. Really challenging. And I still have not went to go get me no reefer. Because when I'm like, I'm gonna go get some weed, something in me is like, you don't need to go out there and go get nothing right now. You have cartridges, you have vapes, like you need to use what you have, right? You know? So I didn't really get into too much of why I was feeling like I shouldn't, leave the house this week or whatever. So I have not been outside. Well, I went outside for a second because I told you I pulled my daughter out of school to pursue adult education because I kept having them dreams of school shootings. Somebody remind me about what I have to tell you about a school shooting too. Somebody remind me later because I have to get back to that. Okay, so don't forget. Just somebody type in the community in the comment section school shooting or whatever, and then I will tell you what happened this week concerning that. Okay, but let's get back to the Alicia Smiley shit, right? So, of course, I've already been frustrated because I feel like this is taking forever. This is taking too long. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Make sure y'all can't see me because I got on boy shorts, and my daughter will flip out if she thinks that I let an ass cheek slip or something on camera, and I don't really want my daughter to be like, you did not have on enough clothing to be live. So hold on, y'all, just 1 second. But I before I went live, I still got on my boy shorts, but before I went live, I had turned the camera on and kind of practiced if I had to get up, how I would get up and how I would sit down. And then as soon as I go live, boom, I got to get up. So hold on, I do like this, the blanket, slide on in, boom, okay? Because I don't want my baby to be like, because she really do be watching. And she'll be like, mama, you need to cover that up. You need to get that together, right? So, like I said, I had already been feeling like it's just taking entirely too long for me to get this justice. And I'm out here, I'm by myself, and I just don't like the feeling of not having the support of, family members that, and I mean, the Alicia Smiley family members that would even just protect me enough to get the test done, right? So I was like upset about that, right? So I was scrolling on Facebook, and you know how you get to the my chin itch, the people you may know section or whatever. So I'm scrolling on Facebook, and I get to the people you may know section, and there's this dude that I've never seen my entire life. There's this dude there, never seen him my entire life, and his last name is Smiley, right? So I click on it because I got to see now. I need to know who this person is and why they're on my suggested friends list, because typically when it's like people you may know, it's either you have a lot of mutual friends with people, or, you know, I'm like, either you have a lot of mutual friends, or they have searched you and they clicked on your page, right? So when I looked at his profile, I ain't gonna tell you his name, but when I looked at his profile, it says Smiley on there, da 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 da, and his state, his region of where he wasn't where the Smiley family is, right? So I looked to see if we had any mutuals, because I want to know why Facebook is suggesting this friend to me. So I'm looking to see if we have any mutuals and shit, right? So I click, I look at the friends list. We have one mutual friend. I see who the mutual friend is, right? And at that point, like, my stomach is turning. It's like fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing that there is a mutual friend there, you know? So that night, I didn't say anything to the mutual friend, but Santa Muerte was like, say something, say something, say something. I didn't say nothing to the mutual friend because I'm like, this is, you know, I don't want to get in her inbox and be, you know, troubling her with the shit. You get what I'm saying? But I really couldn't sleep, and it was heavy on my stomach. And Santa Muerte says, send the mutual friend the videos, right? So I send the mutual friend the videos, and she responds and she says, okay, you know, I didn't tell her nothing about the mutual friend that we had with the last name Smiley. I just sent her the story, hoping that she would put two and two together, that there's more than, well, there was one that was a mutual friend, but she has other friends that are friends with this Smiley on her list, right? So I just sent her the video. I didn't say nothing else. She just like, oh my God, I'm sorry this happened to you. You know, the regular shit people say, you know what I'm saying? Sorry this happened to you. I will share your story. That's what she said, right? And then I left it alone. And the next day, my stomach's still turning. So I go back on Facebook, scrolling down again, and then the first person on my suggested friends list again is the same Smiley, right? So I click on his profile and I do a little bit more digging. And this is not stalking. This is what everybody does on Facebook. So don't fucking try to say, oh, she's a stalker now, because that's not what the fuck is happening here. The fucking shit popped up on my shit and I clicked on it, right? So I looked a little bit deeper, because I only seen that we had one mutual friend. And then when I seen that we had one mutual friend, I clicked off it, waited a while, inboxed the mutual friend the video of me being Alicia Smiley, right? Then when I seen it pop up again the next day, my stomach turning, going in knots and shit again, right? My stomach's doing all that other shit, right? So I click on his friends list, right? And I started scrolling down, because at first I was just looking to see if we had any mutuals. We did have a mutual. I seen the mutual. I clicked off his profile and then sent the shit to the mutual. So when it came back the next time, I looked through his profile, and then even though he's in a whole nother region, even though he's far, far away from the Alicia Smiley family, all of his friends and stuff like that is Smileys, you know? And you don't see that if you're looking for like a mutual friend, because there's a button on Facebook that you can just push mutual, and then it's just going to list the people that you know, that they know that's in common, right? And it was just that one person. So that's what made me click off, because I was like, I don't even really know that girl that we're mutual friends with. I don't really know her, but I do know that she's been in Truth Gang for a minute. Facebook fam Truth Gang, right? So, but anyways, I was reading his comment, but anyways, when I went back and I looked down his friends list, I seen that they were all Smileys, right? And I got off of it again because my stomach started getting nervous. So I just clicked off of it, right? Clicked off of it. And then yesterday, I went back on Facebook and started to scroll again. And then my first suggested friend thing on people you may know, my first suggested one was a whole nother different Smiley, right? Now, this particular Smiley that I seen looks exactly like me. She is, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I had to wake my daughter up and be like, does this lady look like me? Like, this lady looks exactly like me. So now, this is why I didn't go live. This is why I didn't go live yesterday. So now I'm all fucked up and emotional, and I'm in my feelings because this lady, I'm talking about smile. If this wasn't me on this flyer, she could pass as me on this flyer. She's just like 2 shades lighter than me. She's got a little lighter skin tone than me. But if this wasn't me on this flyer, then that lady that I seen on Facebook, she got to be my cousin. she can pass for me on this flyer. It's just her skin tone is different. And I'm sure she doesn't have the identifying marks because I'm me, right? So you said, I like the banner behind you. Thank you. So Santa Muerte's like, Santa Muerte's like, you should send the video to all these people, right? And then yesterday I was like, because y'all know how I was treated by that first group, right? So what looks like happened here, because there was a whole bunch of other smileys too that came after that girl came on my friends list, right? And this all can be checked through an algorithm, so I don't give a fuck what nobody say, because everything that you do, you have a digital footprint. So they'll be able to see if I typed in anybody's name, they'll be able to see that this really did just pop up on my motherfucking algorithm. So I'm not tripping off of anybody saying, oh, she looked this up or she tried to find them people. No, the fuck I didn't, okay? Because y'all know how I feel about that family, right? But the Smileys, right, was a whole nother branch of the Smiley family, but they had migrated from Alabama and went somewhere else. I ain't gonna tell you where they located, but they're somewhere else. And they moved from Alabama, right? And this is the same family because their friends, their mutual friends, are still the Smileys in Alabama. But this group of Smileys lives up north. You know what I'm saying? They live up north. So I already know how the southern branch of the Smiley family has treated me, and I'm really torn apart about how they have treated me, right? So Santa Muerte's telling me, I want you to go and send the video to all these different Smileys that we have now presented to you. I want you to go send it to them, even though I know that they're connected because I did go down the friends list. Like, hold on, why is this here? You get what I'm saying? So, why are we talking about shrooms? Like, that don't have nothing to do with nothing right now. Okay, so that's breaking a rule in the comment section. So y'all try to stay on topic. Okay. I understand y'all like it. If y'all want it, I think it was like $15 at Temu or Shein, one of them cheap ass sites. It's not actually a tapestry. It's like a throw blanket, but I couldn't find the tapestry that I wanted, so I just used it as a tapestry. So it's actually like a little blanket. Okay. So back to that, right? So all day yesterday, I cried. I struggled with pushing myself to be vulnerable again, putting myself in a position to these people who their other family members have hurt me already. You get what I'm saying? But just pushing myself to go ahead and send another batch of videos out. So I literally yesterday just sat here and fought with myself all day long about, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? I started divining. I'm like, spirit, like, do I have to do this? Do I need to do this? Because like, is it going to make a difference? See, Sheba girl, you about to get in trouble. She on my desk. Sheba girl. She got 3 names. It's Sheba Shadow, no name. The other cat only has 1 name, but she got 3 names. And she over there trying to fuck with grandson. So hold on, y'all. Get your ass off this desk. What I tell you, you know you're not supposed to be on there. Y'all know it's this baby right here. Y'all know it's her ass. Mm-hmm. The other gray kitty, hold on, y'all. I can't get on camera yet. I gotta lift my blanket up. The other gray kitty is just sitting on the table like, I'm not doing nothing, mommy. I'm not doing nothing. So Santa Muerte, I'm talking to her and I'm divining. I'm like, do I need to do this? Like, I'm like, is this going to change like the outcome of the situation if I don't do this? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking my spirit team, if I don't send them the messages, is it going to change the outcome of, my situation? And she like, no. So I'm like, if I don't send them, everything will still be the way it is. And she's basically like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So she tells me that it's a possibility that if I do send the messages, that somebody would be willing to test me, because at this point, I'm willing to test the fucking 4th cousin. I'm willing to test who the fuck ever will give me the DNA just so I can test it, just so I can, just so it can be tested. I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. It ain't got to be my mama. It ain't got to be my sisters. I just need a cousin, anybody. And we can do this. We can do this without having to ever like come towards each other or anything like that, because she led me to research a company that does private DNA testing. And what will happen is that we never have to meet up. We never have to go to each other. What will happen is I can take the test and they'll send a part of the test to my location. They'll send the other part of the test to their location. Right. And, then we both send it back in from our separate locations, and then we can check online when the results come, right? So I was thinking maybe somebody would be willing to do that with me. I did make it clear. I did end up sending the messages. I only sent probably 12 messages, and then I started to get overwhelmed, so I got off of it. But I did send the same exact messages that are in part 3. I'm willing to offer DNA immediately. That's the first thing that I said. And I know how this goes, so I'm not stupid. I know not to be getting in there like, no, not? Because everything can be used against you. Just like the innocence of those first texts in part 3, they tried to use that against me. Like, oh, she's a stalker. When all I said was, I'm willing to give in DNA immediately and then send the videos. I never say anything other than that. So I stuck with that format because I don't want nobody to ever say that I did this or I did that, right? So I did send the messages, and I offered to cover the cost of the DNA test, which I shouldn't have to cover the cost of the DNA test because I'm the missing child. It's just that I don't want these people thinking that I want anything from them, like the southern half of the Smiley family. I don't want these people thinking that I want anything from them. I don't need a place to stay. I don't need food to eat. I don't need your money. I don't need your love. It would be nice to have your love, but I don't need it because I haven't had it this whole time. You get what I'm saying? So it took a lot out of me, but I ended up sending it. Like, it was so hard. Girl, I'm gonna get you. Why you always being bad? Anyways, it just took a lot out of me to do it. So I couldn't even go live yesterday. I was just like so emotional and torn in the situation. Like, I'm sick of having to I'm sick of having to be the missing child, and then I'm the one that has to put forth the effort to try to make this situation come to an end. I'm the one who has to put myself out there and be vulnerable. I'm already vulnerable. Okay? But I'm the one who has to put myself out there to be vulnerable to these people disrespecting me, going off on me, cursing me out, or whatever. And the reason why I went ahead and did it anyways is because at the end of the day, my life is the only person's life that's on hold. The kidnapper family, they don't give a fuck. They don't want this shit to come out. And then the Smiley family, they thought I was dead, so they just kept moving forward. And then the southern half, they wanted to continue on with their life the way that it was without me coming back home. And I don't want to come back home. So if a Smiley member sees this, I do not want to come back home. But I just think it's crazy how much I look like this lady, how much she looks like me. I don't know if I'm older than her, she's older than me. I don't know, but we look exactly alike. She's just 2 shades darker than me, and I've never in my life seen anybody that looks like me other than my kids. So that's what really threw me and made me really, really emotional, because even showing that to my daughter, my daughter was like, Mama, wow, this lady looks exactly like you. So you know what she looks like? And I'm going to say this about the age progression photo, right? Because the lady, I'm skinny, right? And my daughter was like, the only difference is that you're skinny because you really don't eat that much, right? But this lady was bigger than me. So she was like a bigger girl, right? She looked like the fucking age progression photo. If I was fat, I'm not calling her fat. She's not fat. She's proportioned. You get what I'm saying? But to me, it would be bigger. So then if I got that size, then I would consider myself fat, because that's not the size that I'm used to being. I've always been skinny my whole entire life, right? But that lady, if I gained weight, that's how I would look. I was shocked. I was like, whoa. Like, if I gain weight, even her smile is my smile. Like, even her smile, her cheeks are my cheek, her eyes are my eyes. Her hair's short. She's got short hair or whatever, but she looks so much like me. And my daughter looks like that other member of the Smiley family. I just think it's weird that for me to not be this child, or so they're trying to say, why do I look like this family? Why do my kids look like this family, right? It's just weird, you know? You said we just want the DNA test to get the results. That's it. I don't want, and I even offered to pay for it. Like, the people that did get the messages from me yesterday, I sent out probably like 12 of them before I got overwhelmed. And I was like, I'll just resume tomorrow. So today I'll just send out some more. You get what I'm saying? I'm even offering to come out my pocket to pay for any expenses, because I just need my life right. You get what I'm saying? I just need my life right. Any expenses that need to be paid concerning the DNA test, all I want them to do is show up or go to the facility, or however we can do the mail thing, just take the shit and get back. But I was trying to think of a way where I wouldn't be able to, where I would not, if these people do reply. I haven't, gotten any replies yet. But if they do reply, I was just trying to think of a way that I would be able to test with these people without putting myself in danger, because after my experience with the southern half of the Smiley family, I do not want anybody, right, to say that I want anything from these people, or I'm just looking for money or whatever. I just want my test results so I can move forward in my life. And I don't want any of these people to ever think for 1 second that I'm going to stay and try to be a part of their family, because I'm absolutely not, because of how I was treated by the southern half of the family. I will not stay and be a part of your family. I just feel like if that's what I'm on and that's what I'm offering, that somebody should be able to oblige. Somebody should be able to go ahead and take a test with me, period. So that's what I've been struggling with over these last few days, okay? You said uncanny, it feels so close. It does, like, it's so weird. Like, I just want somebody to take a test with me. And I also, cause like I was going, like I said, I was sending them out, right? So, you know, when I finally start sending the messages out, now I go back to my suggested friends list and all the rest of them start popping out. There's this dude, right? There's this dude, and he's in the northern half of the Smiley family, right? They're all related because they're friends with the Smiley family in the South, right? I looked at this dude, and I'm assuming that he would be like a cousin of mine or something like that. I just seen his face and I just started smiling. And the reason I don't even know this dude, but the reason why I started smiling is because he has my nose, he has my lips, he has my eyes. Like that's somebody who's I don't know who he is, but he looks just like me. I was so overwhelmed by this, like I couldn't even function yesterday. It even got to the point where I was just ready to give up. I'm just gonna be honest. It got to the point where I was just ready to give up. It really was. It was to the point where I was just ready to say fuck it, because I know how I was treated by that other part of the family, right? So, and that could be something too that's also spiritual, because that kept coming back to me, like, you don't want to send these people a message. You don't want to send these people a message. But then, like, you know, the angel on one shoulder, then the devil on the other shoulder. And then the other part of me was like, but the people in the South are trying to keep it a secret, right? So maybe they don't even know what really happened. Maybe they don't even know what really happened with the people in the South. So you need to send this video, because what if they try to keep it a secret because they want to make it seem like I'm not back around or I'm not alive? Maybe the Northern family has no idea that whatever happened 2 years ago with the Southern family has some idea. You get what I'm saying? So that was my thought process that made me go ahead and send it, because I was like, well, maybe the Southern family that wanted to try to keep it a secret so that my mother wouldn't find out, didn't even tell the Northern part of the family that, you know, they found the video, you know? So I did it anyways. And I thought about the repercussions after I did it. And I was just like, the worst thing that could happen is that these people could, one, not respond, two, send me a cease and desist, which would not be the worst thing that ever happened. If they like wanted to tell me to stop it or get some legal documentation to say you need to stop, cease and desist, I'm not going to stop. And then that'll put me in a position to get before a judge to show the judge my physical evidence of being this missing child. So that isn't even the worst thing that could happen. Or three, they could just not love me, like the people down south. You get what I'm saying? They could just not love me. They could just not care. And that would be like the worst case scenario. But even legal situations wouldn't be a bad situation for me, because I know that this is me. And I know that I'm this child, right? So if they did try to go a legal route with it and say, you need to stop doing that, that's our family member, we're going to take you to court. If you don't stop doing that, then I'm going to get in the courthouse and I'm going to request a DNA test in a private facility outside of, you know, law enforcement. Period. I want a court order to do that. I'm not going to stop, or they just going to have to throw me in jail because I'm not going to stop. But I don't see why, if they're missing a child, I would be the enemy in the situation, which makes me feel like it makes me feel weird too, you guys, because I just feel like the Southern family kind of try to make me the villain or make me be the evil person. But if I'm the missing child, why am I the bad person here? Why am I the person who's, you know, in the wrong? I don't get it. But, you know, he said, thank you for clearing the picture up. I was confused for a bit, but I think it's clearing. Good luck. Best wishes. Exactly. They may not know you, and sharing is going to enlighten them the truth. And maybe someone will step in and volunteer DNA, and you shouldn't stop. This is your life. I know, but it just makes me feel a certain way, because the pain, that's all I can really say, the pain associated with this is not fair. And then, you know, I know that my sisters don't want my mother to know. I know my sisters don't want my mother to know that I'm alive. They don't want her to know, right? So to have them to like keep this from her and not even allow me to be tested is just like beyond me. Like that family doesn't even know the damage that they have caused me, right? Because they thought I was playing, or whatever the fuck they thought. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they thought I was playing until they talked to the people that kidnapped me, which I don't even know why they would do that. But maybe they thought that I was playing. But they have really re-traumatized me. They've really caused me some other issues that I'm now going to have to heal within myself. I'm going to have to now heal the pain that these people have caused, that my real blood family members have caused me. So that is the part that made me want to just stop and quit, because it's like I'm just hurting myself, trying to heal myself, because these people they're not trying to do the right thing by me. So it hurts me that they did me like that. It hurts me. And then I'm just, you know, thinking to myself that what if the northern half of the Smiley family is just as ignorant as the ones that I came into contact with in the southern half? So that was a lot of things. Like I was really having a battle with myself yesterday. Like, should you do it? Should you not do it? Should you do it? Should you not do it? Like, and then the part that really fucked me up, y'all, the part that really fucked me up about the situation is I don't have any help, right? like doing this. Like my daughter, it's traumatic for her too, because this is her family as well, right? So it's traumatic for her too. But when it comes to like shit being handled with me being this missing child, nobody is there to help me. So while I'm going through my spiritual shit, yesterday, right? I'm just thinking to myself, I wish I had somebody to just send all these people this video and I didn't have to personally do it myself. I wish I had somebody to just get online and send all these people the video. And then if they respond, have them contact me. You get what I'm saying? I couldn't put that on my daughter because she is just as traumatized as I am. Like, you get what I'm saying? She's just as traumatized as I am. So I really couldn't put that on my daughter. I wanted her to help me with it, but it's like, I understand why, you know, this will be a bit much for her because like I'm finding out this missing child and that my whole entire family isn't my family. My children also are finding out that that family isn't their family either. And they were raised around these people too. So it's hurtful for them as well. You get what I'm saying? You said it only takes one person to say yes. That's all it's going to take is one person to say yes. And I just want the Smiley family to know that I don't want nothing from them. I mean, nothing at all. Like nothing. There's nothing that these people could offer me that I would want. Not a relationship, not a nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like before they were rude to me, there was like a spark in my mind that I would want to have the love of my family. But then I thought to myself after the fact that they're just as fucked up as my kidnapper family. I'm sure they don't kidnap kids, hopefully. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully they're not just as fucked up as them. You get what I'm saying? But that also was something that was like a barrier for me. Like I was dealing with straight up spiritual warfare yesterday. That was also something that was like a barrier for me to have to like try to go over in my mind. Like, okay, girl, you can do this. You can do this. You can send the video out. Worst case scenario, they tell you that they're going to take legal action. And if they take legal action, then you'll be able to get in front of a judge and prove that you're really this missing child. So that's not even worst case scenario. So you don't got shit to lose. So I did it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? A relationship with them, that's already out the window, right? So a relationship with them is already out the window. If they send me any legal documentation, we want you to stop this, you're going to have to take me to court. You're going to have to take me to court. And then I'll finally be in front of a judge and I can finally plead my case as to why I feel like I'm this missing child. I still have the gap in between my teeth. I still got the right eye discoloration. I still have everything according to the missing child. I have the picture of me with the lilac ribbons and the gold earrings. I still have all of those things. So I don't know, y'all. Hashtag like the video, hashtag click the pin link, hashtag watch the videos. Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. And you know what I also did? I also sent them, I sent the video, which is pinned in the comment section, but I also sent part 3, where my cousin Crystal went online and tried to defame my character, which I will be taking action towards her here in the near future. As soon as I can get this shit taken care of, I'm right behind you, Crystal. I'm right behind you, girl. And it ain't no, oh, we family, we shouldn't sue people, man. Fuck that, bitch. I'm suing the shit out of you because you had no reason or right to do that to me. But the way that, and it could just be, you know, I'm feeling the way that I feel because the way that Crystal treated me and her mother. You get what I'm saying? Justice for Alicia Smiley, Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. It could be that would be the reservation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if that was a representation of the family, like that was horrible to treat someone like that. You get what I'm saying? Especially if they're not asking you for nothing, trying to get nothing from you. I never said, oh, I need y'all to help me get a house. I need money. I never came to those people like that at all. I never asked them for anything. All I asked them for was DNA. And that's how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? All I asked them for was DNA. And that's how rude she was to me. It turned out to her. Let me contact the kidnappers. Let me go online to try to defame your character and get in people's inboxes and tell them this, and this about you. And I'm so thankful to, you know, Facebook fam, Truth Gang, right? Because the person whose inbox that she got into is not a person that I've ever actually done a reading for or did any business with, but it was been somebody who's been supportive of Truth Gang as a whole, right? But that person was like, why are you in my inbox with this shit? When Crystal did that shit, she did not get the response that she was thinking that she was going to get from the person in Truth Gang. She didn't get that response. The dude was like, why are you in my inbox with this shit? And he said, let me ask you something. I put it in the 3rd video. He's asking her like, why would you contact the people she said hurt her? You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate him for that. But, you know, it still does hurt me. You said after that defamation of character. It absolutely is defamation of character. She should not have done that until the facts were proven, but she did it anyways. And I have proof. I screenshot it all. So I have proof, and I'm definitely going to sue the shit out of Crystal for that shit. I don't give a fuck, because she just, like, that shit caused me more pain. Like, you didn't even consider the fact that I could be this missing child. Like, she lied. That girl lied on me. She never told us what her name was. She never gave us her phone number. Like, in the third video, like, all of that shit. Like, I watched the video thoroughly several times. But at the end of the video, bitch, I put every name I ever had. But so what you mean you didn't know what my name was? What you mean? Because anybody who watched the video can see that it was in there. Like, all of that information was in there. She didn't watch that video thoroughly. She only looked for the people that I said kidnapped me so that she could stir up mess. You know what I'm saying? And that right there has that traumatized me. And I just feel like that's crazy. So I also did send the people that didn't get the video in their inbox, I sent them the part 3 too, because I want them to know what happened before the other people be like, oh, she did this, she did that. No, look at the video and look at the receipts. Part 2 and part 3. The part 2 is just my evidence and me telling you who did what to me. That's it. Part 1. And I don't even know how anybody could take that offensively. You get what I'm saying? That's like you coming across your family member, right? You coming across your family member online, right? And then it's your long lost relative, and then you're upset because that person is saying, I'm your long lost relative. That's weird to me. You lost a relative, and then you're upset because I'm not just saying that I'm your relative, but I have proof that I'm your relative. So that was just a little weird to me. So I decided to come on here and just go live and talk to you guys about it. And my reason for that was because I was just gonna like disappear because I'm really good at that. I was just gonna like disappear. I was just gonna like just not get back on YouTube and just disappear and just just say fuck it. Just I don't want to do this no more. And I know that that's what the kidnappers want. I know that the ops that watch this channel, they want me to just quit. They want me to just stop. You get what I'm saying? But the only reason why I was like about to just like disappear and never like, y'all wasn't finna see me no more. After that last live that I just did, y'all wasn't finna see me no more, because that's how down I've just been about the situation. And I'm just tired of fighting for myself, and nobody else is fighting for me, and make me feel like don't nobody give a fuck about me, and make me feel like nobody cares about me. And I know y'all doing truth gang, but it just makes me feel that way. You said, I recommend taking a step back, sort out your feelings, what's real and what's not real. I believe you'll find an open solution. So let me ask you something, Vive. I'm not confused about what's not real. Like what part, like you said, what's real and what's not real. I'm not confused about what's real. When you look at yourself on a picture, right, Vive, right? When you look at yourself on a picture, no matter how old you are, you know that's you, right? You know that's you, right? What I want to know, Vive, and I'm not trying to start shit or nothing. I just want to know what makes you feel like I'm not sure about what's real and what's not real. Because I'm definitely sure about what's real. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm definitely sure about what's real. All of this is real. I'm confused. All of this is real. I'm not confused about what's real. All of this is real. I really got kidnapped at age 3. In real life, there is a real missing child flyer. The child came up missing with gold earrings, and lilac ribbons in her hair. I really have a picture of me in gold earrings with lilac ribbons in my hair. I have a composite sketch of somebody wanted for kidnapping in the same area, in the same exact area, right? That I came up missing from, and this is my auntie. That's real. It's a real composite sketch. That's really my auntie. This is really me. I really had gold earrings and lilac ribbons in my head. I really have a small gap in between my teeth. I really have right eye discoloration. So I'm trying to figure out what you mean by sort out what's real and what's not real. Because I'm not confused about what's real and what's not real. I'm just trying to figure out, maybe you feel like I don't know what's real and what's not real. Like maybe you feel that way. Because I know what's real. What's the confusion about what's real and what's not real? I know that's really my family. My children, I birthed children. I put that online too. I have a daughter that I birthed that looks exactly like a member of the Smiley family. His name is Anthony Smiley. That's real. My daughter really do look like him. That lady that I seen on my Facebook friend suggestions that look just like me, she looks exactly like me. except a little bigger. That's real. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You said, what are you even talking about? You're not listening to what she's saying. Go watch the videos first before forming whatever opinion you have. She's not confused about, right? I'm not confused about nothing. What am I confused about? You said, from my point of perception, you seem to be mixed up. Perhaps I may have misinterpreted. Mixed up about what? So I can get clarification for you. Because what am I mixed up about? Okay, I mean, let him explain. Let him explain. But what am I mixed up about? You said, from your perception, I seem to be mixed up. Mixed up about the gap in between my teeth, the right eye discoloration, the lilac ribbons in my hair, the gold earrings. Mixed up about what exactly? I mean, you need clarification. So I'm willing to give you whatever clarification that you need so that you're not confused. But I'm not confused. I'm not confused. I'm literally birthing children that look like these people family. This is literally my big ass forehead. You see that forehead? Look at them eyebrows. Look at the forehead and the eyebrow pattern. Look at the forehead and the eyebrow pattern. That's my forehead. That's my nose. Then my ears. That's my chin. Them is my cheekbones. Look at them cheekbones. Look at that. The little dimple right there. That's a dimple right there. Look at the dimples. What's that? What I'm trying to figure out what perception do you have, Eve? What do you think I'm confused about? That's what I want you to type in the comment section. I want you to tell me what exactly you feel like I'm confused about. That's what I want you to do, Vive. Because I'm willing to clear up any type of confusion. I don't have any confusion on my end. I know who I am. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what happened to me in my life. I know exactly how I was abused, misused, molested, sex trafficked throughout my life. I know exactly what happened to me throughout my life. So where's the confusion? We're going to wait to see if Vive decides to tell us what part he feels or she feels like I'm confused about. Take a step back so you can find out what's real and what's not real. What the fuck? I ain't never said wasn't shit real. I'm confused. You said the confusion is on their end, not yours. Exactly. Exactly. There's no confusion when there's solid evidence of situation. If there's solid evidence, where's the confusion coming from? If there's solid evidence, I just want to know. Okay. I just want to know. Justice for baby Smiley. Hashtag truth gang. Hashtag gang gang. Okay. Vet 2020. Okay. She's not mixed up about anything. What the fuck are you saying? Exactly. What the fuck is this person saying? We would all like to know. The tribe would like to know. I mean, you can't really confuse solid evidence. They said the child came up missing, had right eye discoloration, gap in between her teeth, lilac ribbons on her hair, gold earrings. I have all of that. You can't confuse physical evidence. How can you confuse that? You know? Hey, beautiful minds. Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. Hashtag keep your eyes on your own paper. Hashtag one God, many faces. Hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. 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 I know you heard me, bitch. Okay? Just because you're confused doesn't mean she is. Go watch the videos for proof, right? Like, did I come on here and act confused? Did anybody else seem like I was confused? Does anybody else think I'm confused about what I'm saying here? I didn't get on here like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, I don't really know if this is me or not. I've never said that. I've never fucking said that. Ever. Ever. There's no confusion on my part. I know who I am. I know who I am. Okay? We love you, Mama Omega. I love you too. You said not at all. Okay, Vive, we waiting on you. Because all of a sudden, Vive is quiet. From his perspective, I'm confused. Confused about what? I didn't get on her and say, I don't know. None of that. Confused about what? I mean, if there's any confusion, it has to be on your end. It has to be on your end. I just think it's weird that motherfuckers want to paint me as the confused one when I literally, so everybody else has to be crazy too, right? I mean, if there's something wrong with me, then it's got to be something wrong with everybody else, because I just feel like it's unfair that everybody else can identify themselves on a picture, but I can't identify myself. I can't identify myself. Everybody else can. Anybody can go and look at their picture when they was a little kid, and ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you that's not you. But I'm the only person in the world that can't do that. Everybody else can go make police reports and have something happen. They can go get restraining orders. But if I do it, oh, something wrong with me. Everybody else can identify a composite sketch. Have you seen this person? Anybody else can do it, but when I do it, oh, I'm confused or something wrong with me. This shit is not fair. Okay? You said they're going to be up out of here. They came in here to spread the spirit of confusion, as you said. Exactly. That's all it was. Nobody is confused over here. I mean, they're not answering, so they're already obviously caught. Okay? So we already know what type of energy Vive is on, because that would have been them typing in the comment section like, no, I didn't mean you're confused, or let me explain why I felt like I was a little confused, or maybe let me explain this. You get what I'm saying? You seem victorious of yourself, of people not believing that's you. That's why I picked up. That's what I meant, taking a step back and being bolder, to make a bolder claim. I'm not confused. I'm not confused at all. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Anybody who has eyes can see that this is me. Anybody who has fucking eyes can see that. Anybody who has eyes can see the videos, watch the videos. It's not my fault that motherfuckers want to turn a blind eye to truth. That don't got shit to do with me. Why would I take a step back? I'm confused on why would I take a step back? You seem victorious of yourself, of people not believing that's you. Listen, nobody knows what it feels like, right, to be in my position. Nobody knows what it feels like to be in my shoes. Nobody knows what it feels like to be right there close to people who love you and they don't even recognize you. Why don't they recognize me? Because I was 3 years old when I came up missing. Granted, I still look identical. The only difference is my hair is now locked. But I can't change my facial features. Like, look at that forehead. Like, you see, look at the highlights right there in the picture. Do y'all see that right there? The light didn't even hit my shit the same way, but the lighting right there on that forehead is still hitting right there on my forehead. It's still hitting the same way. I can't make that big ass forehead. What? There is no confusion here. I would just like Vive blocked, y'all. Just go and block Vive, because I just... You said, Vive, right, thank you, that's enough of that, right? He's a waste of time. Yeah, that's just block his ass, or her, or whoever, because I just feel like that's stupid. It's not my fault that people turn a blind eye at truth, okay? Maybe I do have just a smidge of confusion as to why the fuck they would treat me that way, or why this happened to me. I am confused about those things, but I'm not confused about me being this child. I'm confused about why they would do this to me. Why would my family treat me that way? That would be the confusion. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. I'm tired. Like I said, it's like I'm screaming, but nobody can hear me. I'm crying out for help, but nobody can hear me. There's no confusion in that. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm screaming, I'm crying out for help, and nobody can hear me. Just like when these motherfuckers kidnap me, screaming, crying out for help, and nobody could hear me. Or they just don't want to hear me. One or the other. You get what I'm saying? One or the other. And getting out here every single day, and I'm fighting for myself, it's hard. Like, this shit hard. It's hard. It's like, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And to be alone, to have to do it, like, this shit literally pulls at my soul. Like, I literally broke down in tears. Before I sent the messages out, I was in tears. I was in tears crying like, oh my God, I'm the one that have to keep doing this. I'm the one that's going to have to send these messages out. I'm the one. If I don't do it, nobody's going to know that I'm alive. Nobody's going to know that I'm okay. All I want to do is take a DNA test and go on about my life. I don't need to be a part of anybody else's life. I'm contented with being alone. I've been alone this whole fucking rip. I was around people that did not care about me, that did not protect me, that did not love me. I was literally around psychopaths, murderers, sociopaths, kidnappers, sex traffickers. I grew up around those type of people, right? So I don't need to be a part of a family unit. I've already been traumatized when it comes to the sister shit, the auntie shit, the cousin shit, the mama shit, the daddy shit, people that's supposed to love me. I've already been traumatized when it comes to those things. I don't need nothing from these people but DNA. That's all I need. I don't need nothing from these people but some DNA. Maybe the confusion would be why they won't give me the DNA. And maybe that will be the confusion. You know? It's only so much a person can take. You know what I'm saying? It's only so much that a person can take. It's only so much that a person can deal with. And I feel like these cats finna get sprayed. Yeah, I'm finna come get you. Yeah, don't blink at me. Them soft winks. Hold on, y'all. Let me get a. Yeah, you finna get out of my closet though. Okay, you better run. You better run. If you get back up on my thing, I'm spray you again. But I'm here, y'all, and I'm still Alicia Smiley, and I'm not confused on any level about that. On any level about that. I just want to be able to live my life. What's hard for me and what people need to understand is hard for me, but it'll probably be hard for people to understand as well. And they may get a little confused, but not me, is that I have literally I've been enslaved, you guys. I have been taken from my home and I've been held hostage. And then when I became of age, they then tried to legally hold me hostage. You get what I'm saying? Like with documentation on me, paperwork, trying to get me fucking committed and shit like that, because I started to learn that these people were not my family. You get what I'm saying? So the confusion also could be, like I said, why the fuck did they do that to me? And then also, I don't live a regular life, y'all. I've never been able to live a regular life. I've always had to stay secluded. I've always had to stay by myself. I've always had to be like in my little shell my whole entire life. I don't get to go, like, y'all can go out and have fun and go to the club, kick it, and go out to eat and have all this good fun with y'all lives and don't have to worry about nobody trying to kill you, being stalked, or being murdered. I don't live a normal life. So that's why this is something that's like really, you know, it needs to stop for me. Like, I really need this to be over for me, because I'm still, in a sense, like, my soul is free, everything's free, like I can do what I want to do, and I am safe right now. But as far as like going outside and shit like that, how am I ever going to be okay with feeling like, you know, nobody's trying to hurt or harm me if these people are still free and the truth is not fully officially out there? You get what I'm saying? How am I going to feel like I can just sit at a park, go outside and sit in the park without having to keep looking over my shoulders to see if somebody is following me or stalking me because I'm this missing child and they kidnapped me and they don't want nobody to know that they did this to me? Okay, they didn't hold me in a fucking basement, y'all. They raised me as their own child. And then when they raised me as their own child, they tried to pay me off as some type of person that I'm not, as their child, right? And then when I became older and began to distance myself from the family, which is when I came on social media, right? When I started to distance myself from the family, that's when they started to try to attack my character, try to like make people not like me or talk shit about me and all the other shit, because they knew that if I got too much exposure, eventually somebody would figure out that I'm this missing child. So they never wanted me on the internet. Never. Okay, you was there on Facebook. I told you with the auntie thing, when she came on there and she started to try to attack my character online, and we didn't even know I was Alicia Smiley then, but you seen how that family attacked me for no reason. All that happened on that post was people was like, oh my God, you got a gift. Like, they were saying, yo, spiritual gifts, or what's up? Like, you really have a connection to the divine. What you saying is coming to pass. Like, somebody was giving me ashe or props on me being psychically correct on some shit on that post. Right. And then that family member just came out of nowhere and started attacking me. And I was like, she was like, if they knew who you really was. And I was like, tell them who I really am, auntie. Tell them who I really am. And she never replied. She never said anything else after I was like, I got 5 kids. I was divorced. You know what I'm saying? After I put that in the comment section, I was like, tell them who I really am. Like, these people have tried to cage me in so bad in my life. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it has to come to an end so I could just walk outside. Do y'all know what it feel like to not just be able to walk outside your house? When I was in that 100-year-old house, these people were literally stalking me. They had hired people like to move in houses next to me to keep an eye on me. You get what I'm saying? So they don't have chains on me. No, they don't have chains on me. But they did do those things. Hire people to come and live in the house next door to me. You get what I'm saying? To watch me, gang stalk me, and all that shit. I couldn't even go outside my house because they were all watching me. I'm not living a life like this. I'm not living a life like this. I'm unable to live a life like this. I want to be able to go sit on my porch and not have to worry about somebody trying to shoot me because they've hired hitmen. I'm not confused about none of this shit. There is actual evidence of it. Like, there's evidence of this shit. There's no confusion. This is why I documented everything, so there wouldn't be any confusion. This is why I make the videos, so there's not going to be any confusion. You get what I'm saying? You said flat out, and we're standing with you all the way. Fuck the naysayers. It's those very first judging you that want your guidance if it was them, right? Okay. You said, yep, I was there. I remember. Shit crazy. Right. So this is what I've been dealing with my whole life. Imagine just not being able to go outside of your house and enjoy yourself. That's how I am. That is how I am. Every time y'all always see me going live and shit like that, y'all have always seen me, like, wherever I go live at, it'll always be in one place. I'll go live in a room, or I'll go live over there. But y'all don't never see me out and about going live, because I can't even, I can't share my location. If I do go have fun, I have to go I can never go live about the fun. Like, when I take myself out on dates and shit like that, the reason why it's always posted after is because I can't let nobody know where I am. I can't let nobody know where I am. And people are always following me, stalking me, all that shit. You know? Said, we got you, sis. We know what you were saying is the truth. Right there, too. That person, Vive, was a motherfucking, they were a fucking troll or some shit. You need to take a moment to see what's real and what's not real. I just posted a extended family member reacting to the video. I just posted that. You think she don't know it's real? All the people that I went to high school with, I just posted those things too. You think they don't know it's real? What the fuck? I'm just tired, y'all. And what makes me not, I'm going to continue on just for my ops. What makes me not want to do it is how people make me feel. And people specifically, like the people that I need the most, like the family members. You get what I'm saying? Nobody deserves to be treated that way. I don't give a fuck. I just think it's weird. I'm not claiming to be like somebody so that I can like be famous or something. Like, I'm not claiming to be somebody for that reason or any of that. Like, it's just weird to me, you know? You said definitely a troll. They tried to come like they were harmless, not attacking you, but then came to spread confusion like a troll. Right, exactly. They was definitely a fucking troll or something, because the shit is right there. The shit is right there. Like, people are literally reacting to me being this missing child. Now, they don't know me as Alicia Smiley. These are people that know me as Edie. And they're reacting to me being this missing child. And none of them are like, girl, you tripping. That ain't you. They don't look like you. They all like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm speechless. I'm shocked. I'm showing y'all what these people are saying, you know? Y'all know this shit real, because I'm definitely like, I'm a weed smoker and I ain't even went and got no weed. Because something's telling me, don't go outside your house. So I'm not going outside my house. Now, I don't believe any of these people know where I am. But there could be like monitoring spirits as well, because these people also do magic and they do voodoo. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I was just coming to let y'all know I'm okay and let y'all know what I was dealing with the last day or so. And that's why I didn't go live, because my energy, like I did a reading. I did a reading yesterday, and this person, their energy was completely off. And I ended up having to clock out. That was the first reading that I did. I was already overwhelmed with the Alicia Smiley shit. And like I said, I have to continue to work during this as well. Like, it's hard to even, you have to have an immeasurable amount of strength to be able to still function like I function and deal with what I'm dealing with right now. You get what I'm saying? So person was like, they just triggered me the wrong way. They had negative energy. And after the reading, I ended up clocking out. But speaking of which, I had a reading like the day before that or something, and it was about the school shooting. So I'll bring that back up before I get off here. This lady said that she was having dreams about her kids' school, and she's a single mother, and she gotta keep her kids in school because she has to go to work, and she doesn't know how she's gonna be able to like maneuver this or whatever. You know, she was given a dream about a school shooting, and then she said like 3 days later, the school has sent a letter home to her talking about there was like a weapon scare at the school or whatever. So she's contacting a psychic to see like what does her dreams mean, what, like, she's got a piece of paper now in the physical reality that's saying there was a weapon found at her son's school and what she should do. And I'm telling her, you know, take your kids out the school or whatever. Okay, because I at least I didn't have to get up to help you. My cat just jumped inside of a bag. Like, you know how a shopping bag is sitting up like this? And she just jumped in it. That's why I looked at her like, what the hell? But anyways, so she got the letter or whatever, and she was basically saying, well, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm like, you're going to have to figure it out, because I would take that as a spiritual sign. Like, you had a dream about it, and then you got a letter a few days later after your dream saying that there was a weapon found on your son's campus, but, you know, nothing was done. Like, no kids was like, you know, you said you heard it right. They jumped in the bag, girl. But, and nothing was done at the school during the wedding. Now they're both jumping on bag and in bag, okay? I mean, I said wedding. I don't know why I said that, but during the school shooting or whatever, right? So nothing happened at her school to have a school shooting, but she was contacting me to just try to figure out what she should do. And I told her to take her kids out to school, and she was like, but if I like do protection over my kids, will it protect my kids or whatever? And I said, the reason why the spirit gave you the dream and then the letter 3 days later was so that you can know what's about to happen at your child's school. So take your kid out to school. Period. She was like, well, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I'm telling her, if God is telling you and God is showing you this, then do what you have to do. Like, when I took my kids out of the school the first time to homeschool them, I didn't know how I was going to do that, because I still have to be the masculine. I still have to provide. I have to be the provider for the household as well. So I didn't know how I was going to be able to homeschool my kids and make the money for the house and make sure the bills are paid and all that other shit. But I just was obedient to the divine spirit, and it all worked out. You get what I'm saying? It all worked out. So hopefully she takes heed to that or whatever. Because she was like, if I just send them with protection, I'm like, no. Like, she's like, is it worth it to take them out? I'm like, if you don't listen to what I'm saying and something happens, you're going to wish you had of. So I would just go with the option to where I'm sure my kids are safe. Or if you don't want to take them out of school, maybe you need to seek private school, or maybe you need to like seek another educational source than that public school that you're at. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let me go back. You said a whole lot of strength. You heard that? Mm-hmm. You said, just in from the field. Oh, hold on now. Gotta read that. All right, just in. Back to you, okay? All righty. This just in from the field. We have an incoming update from the Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024 PEP campaign. We'll have a live feed on our valued viewers in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give it 1 second. You said that's 2 signs, dream and letter. That's what I said. That is 2 signs, dream and letter. And then that third sign probably ain't going to be the sign that she want, which will probably be that phone call from the school or seeing a newscast saying there's a shooting at her kids' schools. And I already told y'all that is systematic as well. Okay, that is systematic as well, because this system here is the earth realm. We're inside of this thing, right? The firmament, right? It's ran by like a beast, so to speak, and they harvest off of souls or whatever. And in order to keep this type of program that they have running in the matrix system, they would have to then offer up more souls. But I don't want to get too deep into that. You know? You said, yes, there have just been confirmed reports of the predators being found dismembered and mutilated. Ooh, like that one. Because, you know, they also had a plan to do that to me too. To dismember me and mutilate me. I went live on that a few years ago. But that was before I found out I was Alicia Smiley. It was around the time that president, I think it was a African president or something, ended up being mutilated, dismantled, or some shit like that. They had a plan to do that too. They also had planned, I came on here crying when I was at the house where I left, where the house that I found out that I was Alicia Smiley in. Right before that, I remember I got on here crying, and I was just thanking the spirit, because I had seen them basically trying to gang rape me. Like, they literally was just gonna hire a group of people to come in and gang rape me, because they wanted to take me off my path, off my journey. And I had to deal with that shit too. Like, crazy. You said, pay attention to the signs. You're protected in the divine, infinite all, giving you a heads up to save your kids. That's what I felt like. I don't know if she's gonna listen to me, because I did see the 7 of Swords come out of her reading. I did see that. So I don't know if she's gonna listen. The 7 of Swords reverse is like advice not taken, not listening to people or whatever. Like, somebody give you the advice and then you don't listen. It said, more reports come soon on the body count. As of this morning, there were too many to count, but because there have only been body parts found, there is no way to determine the total of bodies. Let me just put that in there. You said they are using shootings as a way to shut it down and get people to pull out so they can. I mean, if I was a parent who had a child in school, that would be my very excuse. That would be my very excuse. No, I'm not doing this shit no more because I don't want to send my child to school and then not see them no more because I'm following your law, which is you must send your child to school. So I send my child to school and then the child gets hurt or harmed, and then y'all not gonna pay for that. Y'all can't replace my child either. You get what I'm saying? The child is irreplaceable. But there's many alternate education options in the world, and people can definitely use them. You know, there's retired teachers that are now homeschoolers. You can hire a homeschool teacher. You know what I'm saying? I know public school is free. Public school is free because they want to program your children. Why would they charge you to program your children? Everybody knows once you graduate school anyways, you don't use shit but the math and the spelling anyways, right? Everybody knows that. That's the only thing that you use from high school on up. I mean, high school on down. The only thing you're really going to use in your life is that math. Okay? That math and that motherfucking spelling. Some people might go and use the science and the biology and shit like that if they become scientists or biologists. You get what I'm saying? But regular people, you don't use any of the shit. Somebody tell me in the comment section what you're using now from elementary school, middle school, and high school, other than your math and your spelling. Are you using U.S. history? Because that's all a lie. Are you using that? They took the home economics out, which was really needed. Home economics was really needed to teach people how to run a household, but they took that out. You get what I'm saying? What'd you say? You said, you answered my question as I was asking. I said, what's the Seven of Swords? Then I was thinking not taking advice, and then you explained that it was. Yeah, not taking advice. That's the Seven of Swords. You say, yep, the politicians want to shut down the public school system and are orchestrating school shootings as a way to shut it down. I mean, all really the parents got to do, everybody all together can just say, we don't want to do this anymore, and then they can't do anything about it. If everybody all says together, we're not doing this anymore, they can do nothing about it. Okay? I seen this video on, I think it was on TikTok, but it might have been on Facebook, because you know how they like cross-post stuff or whatever. But I think it was the TikToks that was on Facebook. And it says something. Oh, it was about the health classes for 5th grade. And I think she said she was in Ohio. And it was literally a health class teaching children about masturbation, multiple genders other than one, male and female. But they did like explain that they're male and female, but they told them that you can feel different inside and all the other type of shit. And she opted out of it, right? If more parents would just opt out of programs and shit like that, they can't hold it. If everybody opts out, everybody like, we're not doing this, they're not going to have enough kids to do it. You get what I'm saying? They won't have enough kids to do it. You said facts. Public schools are funded by the government, and what does it say? Government and you have to teach what they want to teach. Private schools are funded by private investors and are free to teach what they want. Exactly. You say you got to read them all together. I need this today, Truth Gang. Bird watching bitch. I'm gonna go back and read them all together. So if you use their money, then you have to teach what they want to teach. Exactly. You said they've been continuously trying to cut funding for public schools and wanted to cut teachers' pay. So yeah, shaking my head, teaching them about homosexuality as well. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's some shit that they should learn not in 5th grade. Maybe they should learn that when they're older, as they, mature a little bit. Like 5th graders shouldn't even be in puberty yet. So, I mean, that's not something they really need to be talking about. It says always something weird out of Ohio for some reason. I don't know. I've never been to Ohio. I do know they got White Castles there, so. Yeah, I know. I love me some White Castles. All right, let me read these all together. All right. I'm going to go back. All right. We're just manifesting, so guys, it don't have to be perfect. And my camera keeps like slowing down or like messing up. So we're just manifesting. All right. And 3, 2, and this just in from the field. We have an update on Justice for Alicia Smiley 2024 campaign. We have the live feed from our viewers in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, yes, they have been confirmed. Multiple reports of the found dismembered and mutilated. Okay. More reports coming in soon on the body count. As of this morning, there were too many to count, and because they have only been body parts found, there is no way to determine the total amount of bodies. Okay. I don't know why I'm stuttering this morning. I don't know why I'm stuttering this morning. Okay. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to you, Johnny. You say, why does that need to be taught in school? Shaking my head. Those things a parent should talk to about their kids. So if they so choose, not taught in schools. One thing I do think that they should teach in schools is that they should show them STDs. They should show them pictures and all that. They should show them STDs. That's what I think they should teach them. And then how they have sex is how they do it later on in life. How that's on them. You get what I'm saying? I think like my words maybe like a little jumbled up today because I have been stressing. And I mean, it's not like a stress like, you know, just a regular stress. It's just like a stress over like just life, okay? Life. Like my bills and shit is paid, so I don't have to stress there. Rent's paid, I don't have to stress there. You know, I got food, I don't have to stress there. I have weed and can go, well, I don't have flour, but I can go get weed if I want weed. I have everything that I want except justice, you know? My daughter was like, you can live, like, she was like, you can go and live a normal life and just go do that. And I've been trying to do that too. But it was already hard for me to date people. It was already hard for me to date people because people would ask about my family, right? My kidnapper family, they would ask about them, but they, of course, they didn't know it was my kidnapper family. I didn't know either. But I knew that that wasn't my mother. So like when I was trying to just like date, y'all remember when after I found out that she wasn't my mom and I hadn't found out that I was Alicia Smiley yet, right? So I was trying to date people, and when you date people, you talk, right? And they'd be like, "Oh, so how your family? What's your relationship with your family and shit like that?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, my family don't love me," and that's like a red flag. This, like I said, this is before I found out I was Alicia Smiley, right? I'd be like, "Yo, my family we don't really talk. They kind of threw me away. I'm the black sheep. They don't really love me or whatever. You know what I'm saying?" And that's hard to explain to people, especially if you want a decent quality of person. You want a decent person. Of course, family would be important to them or whatever, right? So it was already hard for me to date people. Just not even knowing that I was this missing child. That was already hard. But now it's even harder because I don't like to start shit and I can't be just, you know what I'm saying, 100% real. My body temperature be changing all the time. And I can't just be like 100% real. You get what I'm saying? With my situation. So I can't date. Nothing, because until the situation is over where I can't date, I can't have friends, I can't do anything. All I can do is sit in the nestle of safety that is my home in spirit, okay? The home is the physical part of it, but I'm with my spirits, but that's all I really can do. I can't date people, I can't go out and have fun. Like, I do want to have fun, I do want to have friends, I do want to, like, date and shit, but I can't. Because I have this Alicia Smiley shit going on. And that's hard for me. My stomach is like rumbling. Let me see what time it is. I don't even know. It's 11:03. I am thirsty though. I don't know what I'm going to eat, but we pulled the crock pot out yesterday. When my baby pulled it out, she had cleaned it up. She cleaned the kitchen and all of that stuff. She pulled that crock pot out. And she was like, whenever you're ready. This lemonade, y'all. She's like, whenever you're ready. You said, if I met someone and they told me that I would get to know them and feel you want to feel whether or not they meant for each other, I would say F your family. We gonna start our own. Right, exactly. Build our own family with love. Yeah. Yeah, but there's another aspect of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I would try to date, they would end up like sending people towards me, like, because they were watching me, right? Like I said, they were watching me. Like when I went out with them girls, Brittany and Kim, when I went out with them girls, right? They were hired to be my friends by that kidnapper family. They were hired to be my friends. And then the hitman dude, right? They all knew each other. But Kim and them had suggested the place that we were going to go to. Because remember, it was an oyster bar, but I don't eat seafood. But that's where they wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up going next door. And they already knew the hitman dude, right? So he was sent in to like come and flirt with me, because I told y'all that story kind of seemed like a little iffy to me anyways, because there were so many females around, right? I know I'm pretty, you know what I'm saying? But there was like, I'm with 2 homegirls and there's other females there around. You get what I'm saying? In the vicinity, because we were at a bar, right? So there were other females around, and this dude, like, finest motherfucker in there chooses me. Right? He's like, I'm gonna talk to you. Like, I'm like, okay. But he was paid to take me out. Like we went on dating after that and everything. You get what I'm saying? But he was paid to take me out by that family. So that's what makes it another, like, even harder for me to date people, harder for me to make friends and shit like that. Like them girls, the girl Kim and Brittany, they didn't mention about knowing my family, my kidnapper family. They didn't mention about knowing them at all, right? What they said was, oh, we were watching you online. Well, we Truth Gang in St. Louis. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, we've been watching you the whole time. We always been in Truth Gang online, right? And online is a broad place, so I didn't know whether or not, I mean, I believed them because I have social media. I have social media, you know what I'm saying? So I believed them. They set it up to where it's like a whim, like on a whim. And I told y'all this too, while the dude was buying us drinks and shit like that, right? He had bought us like, well, we bought our own first drink, right? And then he had bought us a drink, right? And they accepted the drink. And then when he was like, y'all want another drink? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, what's up? You buying a drink? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, bring the other drink, right? I noticed something. When he was like, y'all want another drink, right? It's a free drink. And we all know, because we are females, right? We are females, right? We all know when we go to the bar, we go to the club, we want the dude to pay for our drinks, right? We want them to pay for it. We always gonna bring money just in case they don't pay for it and we can get our own, right? But he offers to buy another round of drinks, right? And they was talking about they wanted another drink. And as soon as he offered to buy another round of drinks, they was all of a sudden like, oh, no, we good. Both of them at the same time was like, no. And I'm like, go get my drink. So I walked up there with him to go get the drink because I felt like it was weird that they didn't all of a sudden want the drink, but they wanted the drink. Then he offered to buy another drink, like, oh, we want another round or whatever. And then they kind of did like some eye contact shit and they didn't want the drink no more. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to drink no more after they like made eye contact with each other. It was like the 2 girls, and they all was like, he had a homeboy too. It was like his homeboy was sitting on this side of me, and the fine ass dude was sitting on this side of me, and the other 2 girls was sitting on the other side. So both of the niggas was like, I'm sandwiched in between the niggas. Like, and I'm like, that was weird. That was weird because there's other bitches here. There's other bitches here, and both of y'all niggas is all around me. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, long story short, y'all know how that ended up. I ended up finding out that they were involved in trying to set me up to be murdered, and I ended up finding out that that dude was actually supposed to be the one to murder me, the fine ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't, because I ended up tooting that thing up, mommy, and making it roll for his ass, because he was gonna kill me. So that's how I got free. I told y'all that too. I ain't on no whole shit, but how I got out of him killing me, I put that thing on his ass. I seduced the shit out of him. That's how I didn't die. I seduced him. I told y'all he came after we had went and got food and all the other stuff. We went on a little date or whatever. I told y'all he came to the hotel with that bag, that black bag. And we weren't supposed to be staying the night at the hotel. We was just going like, boop, boop, boop. Because I have my own house, but I have kids. So if I'm going to be doing some shit like that, I'm not bringing no nigga to my house. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. If I have kids, I'm not going to bring no niggas to my house. So that's why we end up going to a hotel, because I don't bring niggas to my house like that. You get what I'm saying? But what was in the black bag? In his black bag was drugs. Like X pills, weed, and some other shit. He said like Molly or something. Cleaning supplies, like the thing of Lysol, bleach, rags, and a gun. That was what was in his bag. And I realized that too. Like, even like when we got to the hotel or whatever, he pulled out the big ass thing of beans and shit like that. And I did pop X pills. I don't know more, but I did pop X pills, right? But I think another thing was because they probably had told him, oh, she on drugs and she da da da. But when I was with him, when he gave me the X pill, I only took half of it because I didn't want to be high in a hotel room with him. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I took half of it, and the other half, I acted like I took the whole thing, but I didn't because I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to not take it from him because then he would be like, what's up with that? You ain't gonna pop the pin with me, whoop, 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 whoop. I didn't want to not take it in front of him, but I also didn't want to take the whole thing because he was like giving me these vibes. When I seen what was in that bag, I already knew what was up. As soon as I seen what was in that bag, I knew what was up. So I just took half of it, and then the other half, I like tucked it, cuffed it. You get what I'm saying? He was like, you can have as many as you want. You can have as many as you want. And I also knew something was up there too because ain't no motherfucking nigga, that's how he make his money. Finna be like, yeah, take as many as you want, take as many as you want. I was like, I'll just have one. You know what I'm saying? I'll just take one. And he kept looking at me funny, like, when he offered me the drink and shit like that, when we was in the hotel room, I mixed it up or whatever. He just kept looking at me like, you know what I'm saying? And then after we did it, he was like, oh, so I bet you think you got me now. I bet you think you got me whipped. I'm like, no, I wasn't even thinking that, but do I? I wasn't even thinking that, but do I though? Straight up. And I know that I did this too, right? So after that, after we go to the hotel, boop, right? That was when I did like the group money pot in the backyard with Santissima Muerte. Y'all was there for the group money pot. Okay, I gotta adjust because my leg kind of hurt a little bit. Y'all was there for the group money pot when I had Santissima Muerte's statue in the backyard at the 100-year-old house, right? And he was calling me and shit. They watch me online. They always watching me online. As soon as I was about ready to do the money pot, Kim comes over. I went live on Facebook with this. Kim comes over. Brittany comes over. And then the hitman dude, he calling me. And he like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm outside in the backyard having a little shindig. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come through if you want to come through or whatever. So he comes through. His phone going off. Like just is blowing up. When he get there to my house, right? We all in the backyard, in my backyard chilling, right? His phone just keeps blowing up. And I'm still, even though I know he was sent there to kill me, I'm still kind of like being a dumb bitch. But I knew psychically that he was sent there to kill me. Still kind of being a dumb bitch. So that's why after the hotel experiences, he was still at my house, right? So he comes over in the backyard, not inside of my house, but in the backyard, right? His phone's blowing up. Santa Muerte's out there. We were just doing a ritual, so the spirits are there, and they're speaking to me. And they're like, look at him. I'm looking at him. And he's on the phone. He's like... And I'm like, the fuck? His phone keep ringing. And he's rejecting it. And he's rejecting it. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I pull him to the side. I'm like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Like, you ain't got time to chill right now? Like, as if you don't, you know, if you got to go somewhere, you got to be somewhere, you know, it's good. You can go ahead and go. It's cool. Thanks for stopping by or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, no. It ain't that, you know, just they tripping. I'm like, okay. Spirit whispered to me, he got a woman. I'm like, what? Spirit say, he got a woman. They said even louder. I'm like, he got a woman. I said, I'll be right back. So they're all still in the backyard. They're all still chilling and shit. And I run upstairs because I lived on the second floor. I run upstairs to go get my pendulum, and I'm talking to the spirit while they're in the backyard. I'm like, Spirit, he got a woman? And they're like, yeah, he got a woman. So I go outside, and I'm psychic, and I'm like, you got a woman? He was like, nah, but I got to go right quick because some of them, my daughter, boo, right? And after he leaves, he's still calling me like the next day and all that other shit. He's like, what's up? You know, I'm trying to come through. I'm trying to see you. I'm trying to swoop you up. Boo. You know what I'm saying? And I confront him again. I'm like, but you never answered my question last night. I said, do you have a woman or whatever? And I said, now you've been watching me online. This is why I'm talking. This is how I'm talking to him, right? I'm like, now you've been watching me online, so you know that I'm. So you might as well just tell me the truth, right? And he was like, all right, I got a woman. And I'm like, that's fucked up. And I said, I can't talk to you no more. I immediately told him I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, no, see, because it ain't right. Don't deprive me or whatever. And he was like, but he said, but you was flirting with me. That's what he said to me. And I said, but I'm single, nigga. The fuck? And I did flirt with him, but that was after he flirted with me, right? So he was flirting with me first, but he tried to gaslight me because he got caught right? But having another woman, he tried to gaslight me. So he didn't kill me. What he was going to try to do was side hold me. I don't know if y'all remember me talking about on Facebook how this nigga tried to side hold me, like trying to make me his side bitch or whatever. That's the hitman. That's the hitman that I was talking about. Because after I found, he came off as single, flirting, coming directly up to me at the bar. You get what I'm saying? We hanging out, kicking it, getting down and shit. You get what I'm saying? Right? And then I found out he has this woman or whatever. And he gonna try to blame me for flirting with him, which is why he cheated on his woman. And I'm like, I'm not being involved with this situation no more. That's what I told him. I'm like, I'm not being involved in this situation anymore. Because first of all, I like loyalty. You know what I'm saying? And you're not even showing any loyalty. And I asked him, is this the woman that you have kids by? And he said, yeah. I said, oh, hell no. I'm really not fucking with you. I'm really not fucking with you because you don't have any loyalty to your family, your children. You don't have no loyalty to her. And I'm not in the business of hurting other females, especially if I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't have a reason to sit up here and hurt you like that. So I'm not going to participate with you and hurting this woman. You get what I'm saying? This nigga got so fucking scared. He thought I was finna hex the shit out of his ass because he had been watching me the whole time. And I did know him. I'm gonna tell you how I knew him. When we was at the bar, he came up to me and he was like, "Don't I know you?" And I was like, "No." I'm looking at him because I'm like, I don't know your fine ass. What the fuck you mean? Do you know me? Do you know me? No, you don't know me. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. Like, you don't know me. He's like, I do know you. He was like, did you go to Marion? Now, that's the kidnapper mother name, Marion. That's her name, right? But the elementary school that I went to was also called Marion Elementary, right? So he was like, did you go to Marion? Now, keep in mind, we're like late 30s when I'm seeing this person again, right? And he talking about from elementary school, right? And I told him, yeah, I went to that school or whatever. And I looked at him again. And I did know him. I remembered him from elementary school. That's who they hired to kill me. Somebody I went to school with. All the people from my childhood, my past and shit like that, they were all involved in this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I went to school with from my childhood. He was so fucking scared. And I told him that his woman was going to find out about it. And I said, she better not try to do shit to me because I got my ancestors with me and we going to throw down on that ass. But he was so fucking scared after that shit. He thought that I was going to shabba on his ass for real with the fucking spirits. Okay. Let me go back. I gotta go back. You said, okay, I heard that, right? I remember, okay. You said, yes, very, very weird. You were saying you want to drink, and then when it's offered to you, you say no, right? So that made me feel like they was gonna like try to roofie me. That's why I ended up just walking up to the bar with him to go get the drink. I was like, all right, let's go get the drink together. So he never touched it. Like the lady she was making the drinks, he bought him a drink, he bought me a drink. And the lady was making it, she was sitting it on the bar like this. As soon as she shut that shit down, I did like this and grabbed it. So because they didn't want the drink no more. So as soon as she set it down, I grabbed it. I didn't want him to touch it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like they was gonna roof with me at that point. It says something is up. Yeah, pretty much you can't really date without that looming over you. I can't do anything without this Alicia Smiley shit looming over me because of the way that these people have went about trying to entrap me. You know what I'm saying? You said, do what you got to do. LOL, self-preservation. I did. I threw that ass in a circle, baby. I was not playing with his ass. Straight up. And I got out of there alive. And he ended up falling in love with me. And I let him go. I was like, I never talked to him no more after that. Not only were you there to kill me, but then you also have a whole family, nigga? Oh, no. You know? But I guess if he would have just killed me, then the family part would not have been an issue. So I guess that's what he was thinking when it came down to the situation, right? Because he's there to do a job, right? So it doesn't matter if he has a family and kids because I'm not going to be here anyways is what he was thinking in his mind. Like, I'm just going to, after I get through smashing this bitch, I'm going to shoot her. I got my cleaning supplies. I'm going to clean this shit up and then I'm going to get the fuck up out of here. You get what I'm saying? So I guess it didn't matter to him because I was supposed to be dead anyways, you know? Said smart as fuck. Exactly. He know not to get high off his own supply. So he ain't about to be giving it away like that. Something. So that's what I said. I'm like, if you a whole drug dealer, nigga, there's no way that you're just like have a fucking whole party with the drugs. Here you go. Like Molly's. I don't do Molly's. Molly's, weed, pills, all that shit. You know? He said, one. He said, wow, lying ass facts, motherfucker. I'm single. Right. That's what I said. Like he was like, but you was flirting with me. I'm like, but I can do that though, because I'm single. If I was flirting with you, I didn't flirt with him first. But if I did flirt with him first, all he had to do was say, I got a woman. And that would have been the end of that, right? It would have been over, you know? You said, I've had a dude try to do that to me before. He was married and straight up told me, you got me effed up right. Like, I don't want to be third parties. And I really liked him too. He was so fine. But then when I see him on the People You May Know recently, and I didn't even remember his name. Like after that, after I moved out of the 100-year-old house, I went to the house that I found out I was Alicia Smiley in, right? I didn't even know his name anymore because I had pushed him so far out of my mind. I was so hurt by that situation. Like I cried for like days or whatever because we really did connect. I don't give a fuck. Even if he was there sent to kill me, me and him really did connect. We really did. You know what I'm saying? So I was crying and I was completely heartbroken over that situation, completely 110% heartbroken over that situation. Because for one, nigga, you tried to kill me. Two, you was that goddamn fine. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this has got to be Satan because how the fuck did he look so good? But when I seen him on the Suggested People, right? Recently, I told y'all first, the last few weeks, first it was my crazy killer, psychopath, ex-preacher husband. First it was him on my People You May Know suggested shit, right? Then it was his wife, but I didn't mention her because I didn't want to give that bitch no motherfucking clout on my channel, right? And then after I deleted and blocked both of them, then the hitman pops back up. He had to have done a glamour spell on me, y'all. He had to have, because on the People You May Know suggested, I could pull it up right now, but I ain't trying to show y'all who he is. But on the suggested friends list, right? He's not even that fine to me no more. He's not. And that's how you know you've been glamored or something like that. And he did the magic too, right? When you're doing magic on somebody and it's like a love magic, or you want somebody to fall in love with you, or you want somebody to like look at you, when you're doing that, you're doing magic, you're gonna go wear red. So when I go on my first dates, I'm either wearing red or pink on my first dates. Every time, because you want that person to fall in love with you. You want that person to love you. That you want that person to like you. So you use color magic. This nigga had on red from head to toe the day I met him, and he was like glistening. Like when the sun hit his motherfucking ass, it was like slow music in the background was playing. Nigga had dreads. He had little dreads, but they was like. I'm like, oh my God. But he definitely did some type of glamour spell or something on me, because now that I look at him, I was like, yeah, he ain't that fine. You know, you said pull him up. I'll pull him up. I don't give a fuck. I will pull his ass up. I'm not going to type it because it's in my friends list, my People You May Know. I don't know how I'm going to block his name out, and I don't want to click on his profile. I would just do it like this. I want to do it so y'all can't see his name. Oh, this is the card that I pulled. This nigga unprotected. But let me see if I can just... I don't know if y'all can see it. Ooh, I'm trying to turn it right there. That's him. That's the hitman. That is him. And it's right here under People You May Know. I'll do it like that so y'all can see their names. But People You May Know. So he popped up or whatever on there too. He's still there because I didn't delete it or block it or nothing, but that's the energy that I just pulled. First card. Unprotected. Oh, we did have protected sex though. We definitely did that because I don't play those games. Okay. You said red or pink? No, they're right. Take notes. Pink is like more of a lighter, you know what I'm saying? More of a lighter color that's going to be like sparking like the childlike butterflies in their stomach. If you go on a date and you wear pink, it's going to spark like that, you know what I'm saying? But if you wear red, they're going to be like wanting to rip your clothes off like, rrr. And I know that's what the fuck he did because that's what I wanted to do to him. I'm not fucking playing. I know that's what he did because that's what I wanted to do to his ass. But that shit wore off very quickly. Very, very quickly because I have Laninha Roja with me at that time too, right? And she was telling me no. She was like, no. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure this is my soulmate? Are you sure? She's like, no, bitch, no. That's how the pendulum was going like this. No. And I'm like, man, I was crying, y'all. I was crying. I ain't gonna lie about that. I was really crying. Because I was just like, why would they play with me like that? They all got caught though. They all got caught. I cut Kim ass off. I cut Brittany ass off. I cut Kim off first because I told y'all she was the doppelganger. They all got caught. I cut Kim ass off first. Brittany asked next. No, it was Kim, then the dude, then Brittany. Brittany was the last one. It was Kim, then the dude, then Brittany. And I told y'all the day that he was supposed to kill me, right? When we were supposed to go to the hotel and shit like that, the day he was supposed to kill me, Brittany was over my house. She literally came over my house, sat with me, and she was like, oh, he finna come get you, girl, boo, 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 right? And she was like, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna watch the kids. I'm staying here, I'm gonna watch the kids, right? And I'm like, cool. My kids was old enough to stay home by themselves at that time. But she was like, I'm just gonna stay here so they'll have an adult here or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And I said, okay. As soon as he was like, all right, I'm outside, like he texted me, he was like, all right, I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, Brittany, I'm finna go. She was like, oh no, man, I gotta go right quick. I gotta leave. She left. I'm like, what? So as soon as he was pulling up, this the hitman, right? She left, even though she said she was going to stay at my house until I got back. She left immediately. Like as soon as he said he was pulling up, she was like, oh girl, something came up. I gotta go. She just made a real quick excuse and left after that. And that made me suspicious of it too, because I was like wondering to myself, why would she leave like that? Why would she just up and leave after she said that she was gonna stay, knowing that we was just gonna go grab something to eat. We was gonna run to the telly right quick, boop, 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 and then come back home, right? And she was like, yeah, girl, I'm staying here with the kids. She all in my room on the couch, comfortable, texting on her phone and shit, chilling, because I always have couches in my room. I have to have a couch because I don't like people sitting on my bed. You know what I'm saying? But she was like laying on my couch and texting on her phone. She was very relaxed. And as soon as I said, all right, he here, I'm finna go, she was like, oh, girl, grabbing her purse and shit. Oh, my bad, girl, I gotta go right quick. Like, that's how she was. I was like, okay, I'll see you later. I still went with him because, like I said, my kids was old enough. You know what I'm saying? So I still left and went with him. But, you know, he said, no, that's funny. He said, that's a hell no. Weird as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, though. I did want to hurt him, though. I did with my magic, but I didn't. I'm just put that out there. But I did want to, because I was hurt by him. And I was like, you literally just had a parent and you knew you had a woman. But I didn't understand, like, while I was in the situation, I didn't understand that he was supposed to kill me. So him having a woman did not matter. You get what I'm saying? Because he was supposed to kill me. So it didn't matter. But that's not how the actual reality played out. And we was like getting to like each other a lot. So like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, weird as fuck. Same situation with the drinks, right? Oh, and that was another thing too. The other dude that was sitting, I told y'all he had a friend that was sitting right here. He had on blue. His friend had on all blue. He had on all red. So I'm in the middle, and I got on all black because I was like looking really witchy that day for some reason. Right, I have on all black, and his friend in the blue, he was trying to talk to me too, but he was older, and I don't like older dudes. I like younger dudes. They don't have to be younger than me, but they gotta at least look young. You know what I'm saying? So he was older, and he looked like he could be somebody granddaddy or some shit like that. But he kept trying to give me weed, and I already had my own weed. Like, he kept throwing weed on the table, like, here you go, here, like, girl, you want to smoke? Roll this up, like, we can smoke this or whatever. And I kept telling him, I got my own weed, right? You know what I'm saying? And he was not trying to have that shit. He was like, well, just take this weed here, take this weed home with you. You can take this. Well, I didn't take his weed because I had my own weed. You know what I'm saying? I always got my own weed. If I ain't got shit else, I got my own weed. Okay, but let me get my eye right quick. Off the camera because I want to be all up on the camera. But he kept trying to give me weed too, the other dude. And he was first trying to talk to me too. And he was like, let me put my number on your phone. Like, both of them. It was like, which one am I going to go with? Like, type energy. You know what I'm saying? Right. It made me think red pill, blue pill. Right. That's what I was saying. It made me think, like, which one am I going to go with? Which pill am I going to go with? Of course, I'm going to go with the fine-ass motherfucker that's young with the dreads and shit. Like, what the fuck? And I got locks too. And this other dude, he had money. Right? So the dude in the blue that was sitting next to me, he was an older dude, but that's what he kept doing. That's what that nigga kept doing on that date too, right? Well, it wasn't a date. We was all out, and it was supposed to be like, oh, we just met these dudes at a bar. But the two girls that I was with already knew the two dudes that were there. They just came up as if they were introducing themselves, right? So this is what he kept doing. I had my purse on the table. The dude that was sitting next to me, he was like, come with me, come with me, come with me, right? He kept doing like this, and it was $100 bills, y'all. He was like, he was putting it in my purse. He's like, you gonna come with me? You gonna come with me? You gonna come with me? He was putting that shit in my purse. And I still didn't go with him, and I didn't give him any of that money back. Because he put it in my purse. So I didn't give him none of that money back. But he did. And you know what I did with that money? Do you know what I did with that money? Okay, so I went half on the hotel room with old boy. Not that he couldn't pay for it or whatever, but because I wasn't trying to like be his woman or whatever, and I knew what I was on. Like, I was on some shit where I was just like finna devour this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what I was on. I didn't want him to feel like you got to pay for everything. Like, here go half on it. You got the drinks. I got the drink. I got the smoke. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And then we go to the hotel with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh boy, just paid for this hotel room that I'm about to take you to, nigga. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I did with like half of it. Paid for half of the hotel room that I was gonna die in, but I didn't, because it didn't kill me. Said yes, choosy. You said, girl, that shit crazy. I had a dream not too long ago. I was in a club and a dude with locks and a bunch of hundreds was handing them to me one by one. Wow, that really happened to me in real life. He really was, and he didn't ask for it back. He didn't ask for any of the money back. My purse was just open on the table. Like, I had it open because my cigarettes and stuff was right there. I don't like to have my shit all out. We just chilling, and you're in a bar setting. You don't have your phone, your cigarettes, your lighter, your perfume, like everything right there. So I just kind of had my purse open, but I was sitting in front of it, and he was like right next to me, and he was just putting money in that motherfucker. Like, here, you gonna come with me? I can pick you up later. You sure you don't want to come with me? You sure? You sure? You sure? You sure? You sure? You sure? Positive. That's what he was saying. And he was handing me $100 bills, girl. You said that shit crazy. That was a recent dream, like last month. Well, be cautious and don't be in bars. But I thought I was really going out with friends then. I really thought that those people, like, I thought they found me like they said they found me. I thought that they were really a part of Truth Gang. I have so many stories about people that I met in Truth Gang. Oh my God. But I don't feel like they were really in Truth Gang. I feel like they have been watching me because they were part of this cult or coven that the kidnapper family has in St. Louis. And my family knows that I don't, well, they're not my family, but the kidnapper family, they know that I don't really be around a lot of people. It's always really just me and my kids. And especially like if people aren't on what I'm on. So like if they weren't on the vibration of Truth Gang, Soul Tribe type shit, then they would have never been able to get close to me anyways. Like if they would have came to me like some hood bitches, and I don't have a problem with hood bitches, but I don't hang out with hood bitches. You get what I'm saying? So if they was like some hood bitches, and it was like, yeah, girl, blah, blah, blah. Like we would have never ever, I would have never went nowhere with them girls. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not my caliber of person that I would want to hang out with. I don't mind hood bitches because, y'all got hands and y'all can do hair. I don't mind that. You finna get in trouble? Okay, then. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that, but that's not just that those aren't the type of girls that I would typically hang out with. You get what I'm saying? So they had to come a certain way, like they were on a higher vibration and spiritual like me, So I don't go out no more to clubs or bars. Me neither, because I'm grown. So like, if I want to drink, I'm just gonna buy some liquor. You can get liquor. You can even get liquor delivered to your house. I'm just gonna buy some liquor and drink at home. If I want to smoke, I'm gonna buy some smoke and smoke at home. If I want to listen to music and dance, I'm gonna turn on this karaoke machine and get to dancing. You know what I'm saying? But that was a wild situation, but that's why, I can't really date or have friends and shit like that, because they literally hire people to be my friends, be my lovers. They do it all the time. Like, I told y'all I was the one dude that I was dating. His name was Harold, and he was from North Carolina, and that nigga was fine. Finer than the hitman. Finer than hitman. And I don't believe that was a glamour spell, because every time I seen him after we broke up, video chat, anything, he was just as fine. And this is the one I was telling y'all about that had an identical twin. Like I met him first, and then he found out, I found out that he had an identical twin brother, and then I seen him like on a video chat, and I was like, oh my God, like I damn near passed out. They both of them niggas was fine. They was identical. I was like, it's two of you, nigga. I had some horrible thoughts. Wow, I'm just being honest. Wow, thoughts. Okay, because they looked exactly alike, both of them. But one was with me and the other one was like in North Carolina still, right? So that was, thank God, because I would hate to be confused on which one is which, because that's how identical these guys are, right? Anyways, that family, my kidnapper family, gave him money to stop dating me. They paid him to get on a plane out of St. Louis, and then they gave him money after he left and got back to Carolina. I'm talking about thousands of dollars to stop dating me. So anybody that I fall in love with, they will offer them money to stay away from me. And they offer the good people money, the ones that are not really like killers and shit like that, and that they're like manipulative and bad at heart, and they have it in their heart to hurt or harm somebody, like abusive people. Then they'll keep them around. I dated this one dude named LJ. He was in the military. I told y'all about him. Why I don't ever fucking want to ever date anybody in the military ever again, it's because of him. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this family has all those connections with military people, all that shit, right? I met LJ. Y'all know, okay, so do y'all know that girl that went viral a couple of years ago? Nicole Paris. She was beatboxing with her daddy. Tell me if y'all remember her. She was like with her daddy, right? And she got on the Steve Harvey show and all that other shit, right? Tell me if y'all remember her. Greetings, greetings, greetings. She went viral a few years ago, beatboxing with her daddy. She made it on all the morning talk shows and all that shit, right? Her name was Nicole Paris, and she was beatboxing boop, 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 with her daddy. Went viral. You remember that, right? So that started in St. Louis, right? Because they're from St. Louis, right? And we were all attending the Word at Shaw Church. Nicole Paris, her father, and I. We were all attending the Word at Shaw Church, right? So that's where my Instagram and shit. Well, it didn't. Her beatboxing didn't start at that church, right? She kind of started to blow up from there. You get what I'm saying? I was the host of a poetry night at the Word at Shaw. They had like a cafe inside of it with the stage and everything like that. I was a host there. And I was doing my music. That back then I was performing at churches like every weekend with the music that I was writing and the music that I was doing. I was in a group with this girl called Glow. It was Gloritha, not Glorilla, but I was in a group with her. You know what I'm saying? And me and her wrote that song Special Delivery that I was telling y'all about, right? So I was hosting the poetry night with Nicole Paris. I know her and her father. I hosted several shows that they were at before she actually blew up. And this is before I found out I was Alicia Smiley and all this shit, right? I hosted several shows that they were at. And they might have a YouTube channel, actually. So yeah, I might actually be able to look up this footage and see like me performing and hosting this shit. It was the Word at Shaw poetry nights. So I don't know if they did videotape it. It was like video recorded. So I don't know if they have a YouTube channel, but maybe y'all be able to look it up and y'all be able to see me when my locks was like this long, because that's how long they were back then when I was doing this, right? I met LJ there because he was hired to do the recordings of the shows that we were putting on. So he was hired to do that, and I'm hosting it, and I'm also performing this night, and I met him there. And I believe that family sent him there to that church because he's military background and really doesn't have anything like being like a videographer, like nothing that would make him this videographer or whatever. But he was hired as a videographer. All of a sudden, we're like the 6th or 7th show in. Now, the whole show is my idea. It's me and this other dude. His name is Vince. And he had the #1 gospel song in the country at the time. And this is who I was recording with, right? So he was the minister of music at this church, at the Word of Shaw. So we're like 6 shows in at the poetry night that me and Vince has created, okay? I'm hosting, and LJ comes in, and he's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I'm in love with you, la, la, la. But he didn't say it immediately, but he was like, I love the things that you do and all this other shit. Like, he was like a fan, I'm in love with you, but not in love with you, like, I love you type shit, right? And that motherfucker ended up being crazy. Motherfucker was beating the shit out of me. He would wake up in the middle of the night, and he would be having flashbacks from him being like in other fucking third world countries and shit and just be choking the shit out of me. And he'd be sleep doing this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, wake the fuck up, nigga. Like, he's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I met him at. I met him at that church. He did all type of shit. I told y'all about him taking my car once. I had a car and he had a car. And then for some reason, he decided that he was going to get up one morning and take my car. And I had shit to do that day. So he was gone all day with my car. And he had a car. And I couldn't find his car keys to go, like, do what I needed to do, right? So I confronted him about taking my car all day. Like, he had left at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm thinking, like, maybe he'll just be back or whatever. My kids was real little then. And he didn't come back until, like, maybe, like, 9 or 10 o'clock that night, right? And I said something to him about taking my car like that because I was like, I had shit to do. And then you didn't even leave your car keys so that I can go handle my business. And this nigga just like haul off and started trying to like beat my ass and shit, right? But I had went to school, Rittner, elementary school, high school, middle school with his cousin, Michael, right? With his cousin. And this is how I know they be really like sending these people in, right? Because I just think that I met him on a whim that had nothing to do with anybody that I knew in my childhood. I was in a whole nother area of St. Louis. And then it turns out this dude is cousins with somebody that I grew up with. You get what I'm saying? So he was cousins with somebody that I went to that same Marion Elementary School where the other hitman came from. He was that was his dude cousin, right? So he was at my house too because he had brought Michael back with him. Like Michael wasn't there when he left, but he brought Michael back with him to my house. He hauls off and starts like trying to beat my ass. And dude, Michael is right in my living room. Now we're in the bedroom and LJ has to close the door because now he's trying to put his hands on me. Michael's in the living room. Michael kicks down the door and put his hands on LJ, gets him off of me. He started fighting LJ, right? Because he like, that's a female nigga, like that's a female, like, right? You know what I'm saying? So he getting him off of me and shit, right? And then him and LJ start fighting. Because he's like, fuck that bitch, man. We cousins. He's like, but I grew up with her. That's what he kept saying. He said, but I grew up with her. Like, you can't, first of all, it's a female. And I'm not going to let you hurt her because I grew up with her. I've known her my whole life. Like, don't touch her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they get into it and then it causes a family issue because they're blood cousins, right? So they get into it and then it causes like a family issue for them. Because somehow LJ's parents find out about it, which is Michael's auntie and uncle and them. You get what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you know, there's a family issue between them over me because Michael fought LJ over me because LJ was putting his hands on me. And now all of a sudden they think that Michael wants me. It's just a bunch of shit. But really, Michael was just protecting me. And if I wanted Michael in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because I had grew up with him, elementary school, latchkey, high school, middle school, I could have had Michael if I wanted Michael. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want Michael. Like, I didn't even know Michael was gonna be at my house, or even that they were cousins. I found out they was cousins that day when he brought him home with him. You get what I'm saying? When he brought him to my house, which is home. You know what I'm saying? When he brought him home, that's the only way that I even found out. We had already moved. Me and LJ had already been living together for a while. We had already like moved in together and everything. And I had no clue that he was related to this dude that I went to school with. And so he brought him in the house that day. And I guess because I was fussing at him about it, you know what I'm saying, in front of his cousin, he felt like I was trying to be like, I don't know, but he felt like disrespected as a man, I guess, because I was fussing at him about taking my car, because you are wrong for taking my car, because you have your own car. His car was having a little bit of trouble, but not much. You get what I'm saying? Not that he couldn't drive it to get where he was trying to go. You get what I'm saying? But that happened. And then I ended up kicking him out. You know what I'm saying? The police got called. His family got involved. I ended up kicking him out of my house. This was on Valentine's Day. I think it was like 2012, Valentine's Day in 2012. You said Archangel Michael came to protect you. Ashe, right? So he gets kicked out in my house Valentine's Day. I think it was 2012, 2014, something like that. Call the police, and I'm telling the police, you know, I want to press charges because he pulled my hair. So that's the dude that made me have to shave my sides, right? Because I had locks right here, and I didn't shave my sides until years later, right? But because he was pulling my hair, that's another thing that made me press charges on him, because he pulled my hair. And when I looked in the fucking mirror and I seen my dreads was like hanging, oh no. Oh, motherfucking no. I pressed charges on him because I was like, you don't want me to be pretty. Like, nigga, you don't want me to be pretty. Like, that really hurt my heart. Like, that's what I kept thinking to myself in my head. Like, if he would go for my hair like that, he does not want me to be pretty anymore. So therefore, I cannot date you anymore because you're going to fuck me up and I need to stay pretty. You get what I'm saying? So I pressed charges on him or whatever. Got the key. I mean, I got the key back. I got the police to give me his key back to the house or whatever. His name wasn't on the lease. It was my house, right? So I got the police to give me the key back or whatever, right? And I do press charges. He goes to jail. They end up letting him go, right? So I think everything's all good, right? There was 2 keys to the house because I had him one made, right? And one key was the copy of the key, and it was like janky, right? It was like janky. It worked, but you have to like go up to the side and then like try to turn it, right? It was a janky key. And when I went back in the house, I'm like, okay, I have the key. I have everything. I didn't look at my key ring to see that the other ring was missing, right? The actual master key that the landlord gave me. I didn't see that key was missing, right? So a few days go by. You get what I'm saying? And my kids are little, so they don't really know what's going on. And he uses the key, the other keys. Like, he gave me a key in front of the police officer. He did. He gave me a key in front of the police officer, but he switched the keys. He gave me the key that really doesn't work, that you kind of got to like, do all the extra shit. And then he took the master key. And a few days later, I'm in my room. I'm on the phone. I'm talking, you know, just, I don't even know who I was talking to. I'm just on the phone, right? And he uses the key to come in the house. And my kids are like, hey. And my room door is closed. The living room is like right here. My room is here. And then my kids is like, their room is off to the side here, bathroom, another room. And then the kitchen is like that way, right? So he uses the key to come into my house. And my kids don't really say nothing because they're little kids. Like, I still have some in diapers at this point, right? And they're like, hey, they're hugging his leg and shit like that. And I hear my kids saying hi. My room is closed, right? My room door is closed. But I hear my kids saying hi, and I'm on the phone with somebody. I say, hold on, right? Say, hold on. And I open the door, and he's standing in my house. He's standing in my house. And this is a dude that just put his hands on me. He's standing in my house. And this time, he has a knife. He has a knife in his hands, right? And he pushes me in the room, and he starts hitting me again. He got the knife in his hand. He didn't stab me, but he starts hitting me again, whatever. And my kids are right there, and my kids is like, they started crying shit. They're like, ah, like, what the fuck's going on? Because at first they were happy to see him because they didn't know what had happened before, because they were at school when that shit happened with the police, you know, a few days before, right? So they didn't know what happened, right? So when they see him come in, they didn't think any of alarm of it. They just thought that he wasn't there. Maybe he was out or whatever. They didn't think he was there anymore. So as far as my kids knew, he still lived there because I didn't tell them any different. You get what I'm saying? So he's in my room. He pushes me into the room. He started beating up on me and shit like that. My door is still open, right? My door is still open. So my kids are right there, and they're watching him with this knife in my hand. I mean, his hands, put his hands on me, right? And then he turns to my kids, and he pointed the knife, and he said, shut up. And that's when I jumped up. Like, I was like, oh, like, ah. Like, at first when he was like, beat my ass and shit out like that. But then when he turned to my kids with that knife in his hand, I don't know what rose up in me. I have no idea what rose up in me, but I jumped in front of him, in front of my kids, and I was like, whatever the fuck you gonna do that shit to me, but do not touch my kids. Then they put that knife down. And I was like, let me get my kids. Like, let me get my kids. Let me put my kids up. You get what I'm saying? And I put my kids up. He put the knife down when I hopped in front of him. And I was like, what the fuck? Don't touch my kids. Like, whatever you're going to do to me, do to me. You get what I'm saying? And he let me put my kids in the room. He continued to beat on me and shit like that, right? And he did this like all night. And then he wanted to like persist to like sexually assault me and shit like that, right? So he's like putting the knife up to my throat. Like, you better give me some head, bitch. Like, he put the knife up to my throat. And I'm like, okay. I can't give you head if there's a knife to my throat, nigga. I'm just saying, this is what he's saying to me, right? So he's like, you gonna give me some head, whoop, 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 right? He got the knife to my throat and shit. And I'm like, I can't do this for you if you got the knife to my throat. I need you to put the knife down, right? So something in my brain kind of just clicked at that point, right? I need to play along with him. You get what I'm saying? Like, something in my mind was like, you need to play along with him or you're not going to make it out of this situation. He was another hitman that they sit in. You get what I'm saying? He was another hitman, right? So I'm saying to myself, you need to play along with this situation or he's going to kill you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like turning on my seduction and like, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, upset you like that. I didn't mean to call the police on you. I'm sorry. I will never do that again. Come here, baby. Lay down on the bed. I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling him I got you, baby. Like, so he consists to assault me at knife point. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going with it because I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with it. Like, the whole time, like, he was assaulting me, he definitely did not put that knife down. Okay. He just didn't have it to my throat. He didn't have it to where, like, if he made one sudden movement, then it could be over for me. He just still had it in his hand. Right. So after he used to assault me, he finally puts the knife down. He gets in the bed. He go to bed like he lived there still. Okay. Like, he still lived there. He like get in the bed and I'm getting in the bed. I'm laying right next to him like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's crazy. I obviously know at this point he's crazy. Right. So I'm laying in the bed with him. And the next day comes and I'm like, it's Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Sunday, the next day is Sunday. I'm like, baby, you want to go to church with me? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to church. I'm just trying to really get out the house. I'm trying to get me and my kids out the house. So I start getting my kids together and I'm like, can I go to church? Like, I'm asking him, like, can I go to church? He's like, yeah, you can go to church. I'm like, you gonna go with me? And he was like, yeah, at first he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to church with you. Right. And I think he was doing that because he knows that if I was able to get to the church, right, then I was going to be able to get some help. I was going to be able to tell somebody that this nigga done held me hostage in my house all night if we go to this church, right? So he telling me, yeah, I can go to the church. So I start to get dressed. I'm putting on my dress and all this other stuff. I'm getting my kids together. I'm like, come on, kids, we finna go to church, right? And then all of a sudden at the very last minute, he decides that he don't want to go. He like, no, I don't want to go. And I feels like he didn't want to go because he blacked my eye during the process of him doing that, right? So if he would have showed up at church with me with the black eye, then people would have knew that he did that to me. You get what I'm saying? So he decides that he don't want to go. And I'm like, okay. well, me and the babies, we still want to go. Is it cool if we still go? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, can I take the car? It's my car, but he's got my keys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, can I take the car so we can get there or whatever? He gives me the keys to the car, right? So I say, all right, baby, I love you. I'm going to see you when I get home. I'm hugging him up. I'm like, do you need anything? Like that morning I had got up and cooked him breakfast and everything. Like we were still in a relationship because I don't play that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you need anything before we go? Boop, 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 boop. He was like, no. As soon as I got in the motherfucking car, I didn't even go to the church, but let me tell you what I did do. I called to the church. I drove around the corner and I parked the car. I didn't go to the church. I drove around the corner and I parked the car. I had my cell phone with me and I said, okay, I need to get this nigga out of my house. So I called to the church and I'm trying to see if they can get some deacons or somebody to come over to get this nigga out of my house. You get what I'm saying? I'm calling to the church. I'm like, hey, is brother such and such there? Is brother such and such there? There's all these different brothers there. I need them to come over my house like right now because this nigga is in my house and he has a knife and he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not leaving or whatever. And he sexually assaulted me. He physically assaulted me. I need him out of my house, right? So, they were all like, you need to call the police. This is what the deacons are telling me. You need to call the police. He got a knife. Oh, yeah, we can't come and deal with that, sister. You're going to have to call the police. You're going to have to call the police. This is the church now, right? So I ended up calling the police again, right? And I got this police officer that was, she was a stud. It was a white lady, but she was a stud white lady, right? And I'm telling her what's going on. She gets to the scene. She meets me around the corner from my house. I'm telling her what's going on. And she said, he put his hands on you? Like she was upset. She like her face got red. It was like a white woman. I told her what happened, how he snuck in my house last night and how he's in her. And then she said, he put his hands on you. And I'm like, yes. And he sexually assaulted you. And I'm like, yes. Right. So she was like, come on. So she said, follow me around the corner. She got her back up with her and everything. She said, follow me around the corner. So I go around the corner and I'm parked outside across the street from my house. Right. He's still in the house. Right. I'm parked outside across the street from the house. And she says, we're going to go in. I need your permission to go in. She said, do you have a key? I gave her the key to my house so she can just go in there without having to like do any damage to the door and shit like that. So I give the police officer the key to my house, give her the key to my house. And she like unlocks it. And then she's got her gun drawn. She was like, get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground. Like this nigga was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like he was so fucking scared when they came back into the house. And then they locked him up again. And he was in jail for 6 months that time after that. But that's how I got out of the relationship with him. He did the exact same thing that, my ex-husband did. When he gets out of jail, he gets him another woman. And I did have a car that he had bought me too. He bought me like a pink car because I wanted a pink car. Wanted that car. He reported that car stolen when he got out of jail and I was driving to work one day. Car got taken. They didn't arrest me. They just said, you know, we can give you a ride where you're going. We don't think that you stole the car. He reported it stolen. And then once the police officer had talked to me, this is 6 months after he got out of jail, once the police officer had talked to me or whatever, she realized that, okay, y'all was in a relationship. He bought the car and now he wants it back. Right. So she was like, we're going to give the car back because it has been reported stolen, but we'll give you a ride to work. So I ended up getting dropped off at work by the police because he reported the car stolen. And the officers that were there in St. Charles at the time decided that I didn't steal the car, that this was just like a relationship feud thing that was happening, and they were just going to go ahead and take me to work. I got to work and did not know how the fuck I was going to get home that day. I did not. But he reported that car stolen, and then he got like another woman, and then this woman started to stalk me online. Every nigga does this to me, I swear to God. Every single nigga, they always do this shit, it's weird, okay? So he gets another girlfriend. She starts stalking me online, and he ends up beating this girl up or whatever. And then she makes like a I hate LJ group on Facebook, like through Messenger or something like that, right? And all of a sudden I get added to this group and there's like 10 women in this group and they're all talking about him, just this one guy. And I'm randomly added. You know how people just add you into groups? I'm randomly added into this person's group. And when I get into the group, I see like his picture because they were like putting his picture in there and all this shit. And they're talking about like what he has done to them, right? As soon as I enter into the group, like 3 or 4 of them girls in the group was like, oh, we heard about you, girl. We heard about you. I'm like, what? Like, what did I even fucking do to this nigga? He beat my ass, pulled my hair out, took my car. Like, he did all the shit to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were all like, we heard about you, girl. We heard about you. And then his current girlfriend had been added to the group, right? His current girlfriend had been added to the group. All these other girls, including myself, they were saying that he had beat them or abused them in some way. You get what I'm saying? Sexually assaulted them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They were saying, the girls that were in the group, before I got added to the group, they were all already saying that, even though when I got there, they were like, we heard about you, girl. We heard about you. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you heard about me, right? I don't know, whatever he said or whatever, you know what I'm saying? His new girl got added to the group, right? the girl he was currently with. So now I'm in the group with like 10 of these other girls. And then his current girlfriend is now in the group. So his current girlfriend is the girlfriend right after me. She's the girlfriend right after me. I have never heard of any of these other bitches. I've never heard of any of them, right? I don't know who they are. They just added me to this group, right? So she gets in the group and she's telling me and everybody else in the group that we're just some hating ass, dumbass bitches and he didn't put his hands on none of us and all this other shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, whatever. I don't want to be added to this group. So I ended up getting out of the group because I didn't want to be in the group because I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. Like, why is this? I don't know. But, you know, you said her way. I don't know what they heard, girl. But his new girlfriend definitely didn't like me. I can say that because she was like, and Edie, girl, don't you even say nothing to me. That's what she's like. And Edie, don't you even say nothing to me. And I'm like, girl, he can beat your ass. I don't got time for this. Like, I don't even know. You know, you say he was beating you and assaulted you and threatened your kids. Yeah, with the knife. But as soon as I jumped in front of him, he stopped. He didn't direct nothing else towards my kids. All he did was while he was hitting on me and my kids started yelling, he turned around with the knife pointed towards my kids, like, shut up, like that to my kids. And then I hopped up and I jumped in front of him like, hey, whatever you gonna do to me, do that to me, but don't do it to my kids. Like, leave my kids alone. Leave my kids out of this, you know? But yeah. You said that shit crazy. You said, damn, I should. You said, I knew they was gonna say call the police. They did. I said, bitch, say what? Don't nobody want that crazy motherfucker. That's what I said. I never dated a dude in the military after that. Or anybody of service. Now, them dudes, they do be fine. They do be built nice. They be fit. They have discipline and all that other shit. But even when he wasn't being physical, like he wasn't physically abusive with me at first, but it started like when he would be sleeping. Like he would be asleep in the bed and we would both be like next to each other sleeping and he would be having these nightmares. And if you tried to wake him out of the nightmare, then he would think he was back fucking Afghanistan and Iraq. That's where he said he was in Iraq and Afghanistan. He would think he was there. And then like, so he would be having like nightmares and shit like that. I learned my lesson though, because I would try to wake him up from these things because in the dream world, he's fighting, like physically moving in the bed. Like you could see his hands, like he doing like all this in the bed and shit like that. So when I would try to stop him, that's when he would just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like grab him and I would like have to like literally smack his ass to get him to wake up because he would still be in the dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck, it's me, bitch. It's me. You're choking me, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's how it would be. He said, of course, it starts off that way. That's how it started off. You know? But that was another hitman, too. Because in the course of all this shit, like, he would do crazy shit to me. Like, he didn't pay my phone bill or anything like that, but he would always try to take my phones and break my phones and shit like that. He did buy me a car, but the car that I first had when I was with him, he didn't buy me that car, but he would, like, do shit to, like, fuck it up. Like, if he got mad, he would want to break my car windows, slash my tires and shit like that. Feminine shit. That's what he would do to me. You know? You said PTSD. That's what I think it was. I think it was PTSD. So now if dudes tell me they have any type of military background, I don't care. Thank you for your service. That's why I always say that. Like, dude from the military trying to talk to me, I'm just going to say, thank you for your service. I appreciate you fighting for whatever the fuck America lied to you and told you they was fighting for. But I'm good on a romantic relationship with anybody who has been in the U.S. Armed Forces. I don't give a fuck what branch she was in. I'm good. You know? You said that motherfucker wasn't fighting in real life when he was assaulting you, shaking my head the fuck. No, he was awake when he did that. The story that I just told y'all that happened like Valentine's Day around that time or whatever, he was totally awake when he did that. He was awake. He was sober. He didn't smoke weed, but he did drink, but not a lot. So he wasn't like, I couldn't even blame it on alcohol because he wasn't like a drunk. I don't remember ever seeing him like drunk. I seen him tipsy before, but he wasn't like no drunk or nothing. He refused to take the medication though. That's another reason too. I worked with him with that shit, right? So when it first started, when he would wake up in the middle of the night and like be violent in his sleep, and I'm laying next to him, right? We went to the what is that called? It's on Grand, the Veterans Hospital, the VA. We went to the VA, right? And to get him looked at and get him like medication because, oh, loving me, this is when I was real docile. I was real docile back then too. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like getting abused was like normal because that's what the fuck people always did to me. They always abused me, right? So even though he was doing that shit to me, like choking me out in his sleep and all that other fucking violent, wild shit that he was doing to me, I'm like, we're going to make an appointment at the VA so that you can get looked at and then maybe, you know, we can work on this. So we get him to the VA and all that shit. This nigga starts refusing to take the medication. he starts refusing to take the medication that the VA hospital is giving him. So I already knew our relationship wasn't going to work because you're not even trying to fix it. Like, you want to be crazy, nigga. You're not even trying to fix it. You get what I'm saying? You said exactly, awake and abuser, right? So he was an abuser still, even when he was awake, you know? Say, yeah, the military messed my best friend mind up. I believe that they do be messed up because the VA was, I mean, the VA was helping him. He was getting like the medical care. And a lot of veterans say that they don't get that. But he did have it because I was making his appointments. I was taking him to his appointments. I was sitting there in the VA hospital with him during his appointments. And he still wasn't taking the fucking medication. My booty itch, I don't know why. But I'm sorry. He still wasn't taking the medication. It could just be like my hair kind of be like poking me through my clothes sometimes. But he still wouldn't take it. But that was that. And then I'm going to tell you what happened after that, right? So we stopped dating. It's been like fucking 3 years, 4 years, right? 3-4 years, we stopped dating. I moved somewhere else on the south side of St. Louis. And I put my kids, I was still at the YMCA. I was still lifeguarding at the YMCA. But I was on the south side, right? So about then, my hair was probably like this long by then, right? So it was like that long when I met him. And it was like this long by this time, right? So we moved somewhere else, right? Hair on timelines. We're gonna use the hair for the timelines, right? Okay. So I move into this beautiful house. It's all red. It's got a red door on it. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it's on the south side. And I find this daycare for my kids to go to. And my kids go to this daycare. It's right around the corner. They can stay there even longer because like the people of the neighborhood, they know me. So I'm cool with them. I'm cool with the daycare workers. Even if like I don't have the money to pay, I can send my kids there. Like, I ain't got no money to pay today, but I really got this job interview. Can y'all please let my kids stay at the daycare for today? They would do it because they knew me, the people at the daycare, right? And I had my kids there. So I'm working, moving to a new place. Got a whole new boyfriend. This is what I'm talking to the dude from Baltimore. He comes and relocates to St. Louis because he want to be with me, right? So I'm with the dude from Baltimore. He's living in the red house with me, right? This is why I don't let niggas live with me no more. Okay. But he's living in the red house with me. I take my kids to daycare one day. Everything's all good. And then I pick my kids up from school or from the daycare. My booby trying to itch. I'm sorry. I'm gonna scratch this motherfucker. My booty cheek. But anyways, so I pick my kids up from school one day and I go in there and my kids are looking like in their faces, they're looking spooked. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Why y'all? What's wrong? Like, if somebody like messing with you, what's wrong, right? This is at the daycare, right? And my son said, Mama. I'm like, what, baby? He like, LJ works in there. And I'm like, LJ don't work in no motherfucking daycare. I think you're seeing stuff, son. I'm like, you're seeing stuff. He doesn't work there. My daughter and my other son, my little bitty baby. So my son's like the middle in between them. So it's my daughter, then it's my son, and then it's my other son, right? The one in the middle is the one that's telling me, Mama, LJ is in there and he's working in there right now. Like, he's in there right now. And I'm like, y'all just seeing stuff. He don't work there. Why would he work at a daycare? Why would he be working at a fucking daycare? Why would he be doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, with his history and his background, why would he be doing it, right? So my other two kids is like, Mama, that's LJ. And I'm like, are y'all sure that's LJ? They were like, Mama, that is LJ. So I go home. I don't want to go in there and look. I didn't go in there and look. I go home. The very next day, I'm going to take my kids back to the daycare. He's in the daycare. And he works in the daycare. He works there. My kids were not lying. I walk into the door, in the daycare door. My kids are with me, and he's got paperwork in his hand. Right? And he makes eye contact with me, and I make eye contact with him. Right? Right. What the fuck is correct? This is how I know they set up every aspect of my life. Do y'all see why I have to sit in the house and do nothing? I can't send my kids to school. I have to keep my kids with me. Like, do y'all see how this family moves? Like crazy, right? So I go in there. LJ then got hired at the daycare that my kids go to. And there's a St. Louis is big, but it's small, but it's big. But it's small because everybody know each other, right? So this nigga gets like an office job there where he's not really messing with the kids or anything, but he's doing paperwork there. You get what I'm saying? And he's going to be driving their van is what the lady is telling me in there. So I end up having to show this lady my police report and my documentation on him going to jail for assaulting me, like physically assaulting me, SAing me, all this other shit. And he ends up getting fired. He ends up getting fired. And that's when his new girlfriend really hated me then because she's like, oh, bitch, you're just hating on him. But I'm just like, why would he get a job at a daycare? This man is a military background. Why is he working at this daycare that my kids are working at? So I ended up pulling my kids out that daycare. They fired him, but I just didn't trust it because I knew they didn't do background checks. So then I pulled my kids from the daycare. After that, I thought my kids was playing with me. I swear to God, I thought they were joking that he was in there. I thought it was somebody that may have looked like him. And I knew that there was men that worked at that daycare because it's owned by it's owned by some Africans. LJ isn't African. He's American. You know what I'm saying? But it was owned by some Africans. And I knew that they hired local people there because it's also a church. It's like a church daycare, right? So it's like their church. So like their deacons and all the other people and the people in the neighborhood, they volunteer there. They do stuff there. So I knew that there was men there. You get what I'm saying? So I just thought it was a man that probably looked like him, but it wasn't him. But it was him. You know? You said, ain't no way this motherfucker working in the daycare with it. He was. I swear to God. I would take a lot of detective tests on that shit too. I promise you, he was there in that daycare. I didn't believe it myself until I went in there the next day, and he was there. I gotta change this. Yep, he was there. And when I walked in there, he gonna try to run and scurry to the back. That's what he tried to do. Like when I seen him, we made eye contact, and he just like grabbed his paperwork and was like, try to run Harry up to the back. You get what I'm saying? And I pulled that lady in the office so fast, like, I'm gonna have to take my kids out of here. She's like, hey, why you not do that? She's African. I'm like, look, this man is a fucking abuser and you guys got him around kids. They fired him though. He did get fired. So I will give the daycare that they did fire him, but I still took my kids out of it. You said this shit sound like a Lifetime movie. What the fuck? I told y'all I'm finna write movies with all my experiences that I've been through. They sent in so many people to like hurt me and harm me. It's not even funny. There's just no way that would be like, first of all, like I said, there was no way. He didn't even go to the church, the Word at Shaw. There was no way that he just happened to be where I'm hosting this show at every Saturday. And I'm advertising it on my Instagram. If y'all go look back on my old Instagram, Music Is My Biz, right? It's still up. Go look at my old Instagram, Music Is My Biz. That's the Word at Shaw. This is where I met him. Why? He didn't have any family members that went there or whatever. He was supposed to have just been hired for a videographer or something like that. And we had already had a videographer while we were hosting the shows. He was one that I had never seen before. Like we had just like people in the church that would come and do the videography for us. So for him to be there and not be a member of the church, he wasn't a resident of that neighborhood or none of that shit. How did he even end up there? And then for him to coincidentally years later end up at the daycare that my kids are at. You said, get it, copycat, dang, right. You said, because you got a crazy motherfucker in here working around kids. Exactly, dang. You said, get a copyright. Oh, I'm going to get all this copywritten. But that's why I haven't told everything that I've been through on the lives and stuff like that, because I do really want to still make movies. I still want to write my books about what I've experienced or whatever. But I told y'all, I've lived so many lifetimes in this one lifetime. It's not even funny. And this nigga was like, I want to marry you. Like the dude, LJ, was like, we going to get married, all this other bullshit. Want to have a baby. Like, I am so grateful that I did not get pregnant by him. I'm so grateful that I did not get pregnant by that dude. Okay. And we had no kids together whatsoever. That nigga would take my phone. I remember one time he took my phone. He didn't pay for my phone or anything. I told you he liked to break shit that he didn't pay for. He loves to break your shit. And he didn't even pay for the shit. Just come in your house. Your house is nice. You let this motherfucker move in. Then he get mad. He want to break all your shit up, right? So he loved breaking my shit. He took my phone once and ran to his mama house. Now his mama stayed on the south side, but it was like deeper south, right? So he runs to his mama house with it, and I'm outside his people's house, banging on the door because I need my phone, right? I'm paying for my phone bill. He didn't buy me the phone. You don't pay the phone bill, even if we're together. He's never paid my phone bill or nothing. His mother had to beg him to give me my cell phone back. She was like, just give the girl her phone back. Just give it back to her. And I'm outside. I'm on her porch. And I'm like, just give me my fucking phone. Like, I'm outside. Got me looking crazy, of course, right? Like, just give me my fucking phone. His mama's like, son, just give it to her, son. Like, it's not your phone. Just give it to her. And, like, he didn't. He threw that motherfucker on the concrete. Like, and he was like, here. Threw that motherfucker right on the concrete. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you? All of this is over him being mad because I wouldn't let him just, like, continue to abuse me, take my car, you know, bring niggas in and out of my house, like let him do whatever he wanted to do to me. That's how he started to abuse me, just because I would not let him do everything that he wanted to do to me. That's where the abuse came in. When we first started dating and I was letting him do stuff like, oh, okay, it's cool. You can drive my car around the corner real quick. It ain't no problem. Like, woo, woo, woo. At first, when we first got together, I was letting him do that because he didn't seem like he was crazy or like anything crazy like that. Like there was nothing wrong with him. So I would let him do certain things. But the more he started to disrespect me, like not asking me to take my car, leaving with my car all day and all night, like, or leaving in the middle of the night with my car. He has a car. Keep in mind, he does have a car, but he's taking mine, right? So he's leaving with my car in the middle of the night and all this other shit. It was when I started to say, you can't take my car no more. Give me my fucking keys. Give me my house key back. It's when I started to say that shit is when he started to become physically abusive. He was not always physically abusive. At first, it was just him having them episodes at night when we would sleep in the beds together. And he would have like flashbacks or whatever, him being in Iraq and shit. That's really was like my first red flag, but I didn't understand it because he had not put his hands on me first. You get what I'm saying? It said divine intervention, so divine intuition and coincidence go hand in hand. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in coincidence. He said, you can't take shit that I paid for. The fuck? He did do that. He took all my shit. He said, did his mama know he was a woman beater? I think she knew, but she was really, I mean, I don't think she condoned it. He had a real weird dynamic as well. Like he had an older brother. Okay. He had an older brother as well. With his mom's side of the family, he had an older brother. I think his mom and dad were still together, actually. And his older brother, he was like the star of the family. Like they were so proud of this other brother that he had, and his older brother could do no wrong. Like he was a successful son to them or whatever. And he was the son, even though he went through the military and all that other shit, he was the son that the family really didn't, hype up too much or give too many accolades to. So I feel like she already knew that there was some type of issue with him because she didn't even curse me out or say nothing rude to me. She was just like, oh, son, give her stuff. Like, that's how she was with me. So I feel like she knew that there was something wrong with him because she didn't be like, bitch, get off my porch with that shit. Bitch, da, da, da. Like, his mama never said nothing bad to me or negative to me at all. They didn't want him to come home either. When I put him out of my house, they did not want him to come back home. They did not want, they were hoping that we would get back together so that he could come back and live with me. But you can't live with me, nigga. I got kids and you pulling knives and shit, you know? He said, just for the Smiley 2024. When you started telling him no, yeah, that's when he became abusive, when I started telling him no. And I also feel like he was also jealous too because of the shows and shit that I was doing. Like I was getting booked like fucking every weekend. And he would just have to go with me. He would just have to go with me. He was a videographer, but that's another thing too he really didn't like. So we're going all over St. Louis. We're in the county, we're in the city, we're on the north side, south side, east side, west side. East side is in Illinois, but I was performing over there too. So he's getting drugged with me, all these different places. And when I go to these different places, a lot of people are like, oh my God, that was so good. Like my performances and shit. Oh my God, that was so good. And how can we get you like booked at this next event and all this other shit? And he's just sitting back there like, while people are talking to me after I perform or whatever, people are talking to me and he just sitting back there like, while they're giving me accolades and trying to get me booked to come to their next event or whatever. You get what I'm saying? He was like showing little signs of jealousy then too with it. He said that's sad his own mama didn't want him. That is kind of sad. But I think she was just hoping that, we could get back together and then, he could stay with me. But he can't because he was beating me. So that wasn't going to work. And I knew I was done with him. What made me snap out of being so docile when niggas would beat me, that's the last nigga that ever put his hands on me. The last one that ever put his motherfucking hands on me. And I feel like I passed the test because I told y'all, like, my first husband, he was a higher hitman too, right? He was beating on me, beating on our kids and all that shit too, right? And ended up really hurting one of our children, right? So, I didn't snap out of it then. You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting beat on, but I felt like because this is the way the kidnapper family had raised me, that this is the way that it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this way. This is normal for a man to abuse a woman. You get what I'm saying? I grew up seeing my kidnapper auntie, the one that got on that post. No wonder she was getting her ass beat though, because that bitch deserved it. And I'm not saying nobody deserves like domestic violence or anything like that, but she karma. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. So I grew up watching her get beat by Uncle Ray and all this other shit. You get what I'm saying? So I was thinking like this is what love is. And even though, they ended up getting divorced, they ended up getting back together again. I'm talking about my auntie, my uncle, whatever. And he used to beat the shit out of her. You get what I'm saying? And it was okay for them to get back into a relationship and remarry and all this other shit. You get what I'm saying? So I thought it was okay. And then it was that preacher that I was with, and he was highly, highly, highly abusive. I have this mark. Where is it? Right here. This is from the preacher. I don't know if y'all can see that scar. It's right there. Right there. That's the mark that the preacher gave me, right across my heart. So, he was like domestic as well. The preacher was, he was domestic as well. But the difference between that first husband and that second husband was I hit his ass back. I did not hit that first husband back because I was fucking scared of him. I knew he was for real crazy dude, was a vice lord, came down from Florida, went up to Kansas City to start a whole nother branch of vice lords in Kansas City, and then somehow ended up in St. Louis. Like, what the fuck? I don't even pick dudes today because I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm really getting like the fucking shitty end of the stick here, right? So that preacher, when he decided that he wanted to become domestic with me, he already knew it was going to be a fight. I fought his motherfucking ass because you're not going to just beat me. I fought his motherfucking ass, right? But then I dated LJ after the preacher. So LJ was after the preacher, right? I didn't fight the first husband. I fought the second husband because he wasn't finna, you're not even finna go there with me, nigga. I'll beat your ass. That was my thought process because I had been beat before. So I'm like, if I don't fight, then they can kill me. So me and him, we fought. We went toe to toe. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I got the scar that I've been trying to get to go away forever. And then LJ was the last person that ever put his hands on me, ever. And that's when he pulled my hair. Now, I was able to actually save the locks because remember, I didn't cut my size down until years later. So I was actually able to save the locks until they got probably like about this length, until they got about like this length. And then I was like, okay, it's too much weight on the sides of my hair. And I had grew back a lot of hair. Like he had ripped it out. I grew back. That's why I got a little baby fro on my sides now. It's a tattoo there, but it grew back. So I got a little baby fro on my sides and shit, right? So I decided that I was just going to cut the locks off on both sides because he had my hair like this when he was beating on me. He grabbed my hair like this on both sides, and it's my real hair, guys. Okay, so he grabbed my hair like this, and on both sides it was like some locks that was like kind of like hanging. I was able to repair them on both sides, and I kept them for probably like 4 or 5 years after that. And then once the longer they got, the more weight it started to pull on the side of my head, the more weight the dread was holding, and it just kept getting thinner and thinner. So I was like, I just need to cut them off. And then once I cut them off, I cut it bald, and then I started using what is that wild African hair growth oil. I started to use that. It kind of smells like medicine. And my shit grew back instantly. But by the time it was growing back, I had like a little baby fro. I cut it off, and I took like a year of just putting the African hair growth oil on the sides of my hair. Because there was nothing. There was no edge line, and there was nothing. None of this shit right here, because it was all in a lock. So none of that shit right there was even there. That's how bad he had ripped my shit. You get what I'm saying? So it started to grow back, and then I got a little baby fro. After I started using the hair oil, I started to get baby froze on the side of my head. And then by the time the side of my hair was long enough to reattach my locks to it, my hair was like now down here, and the lock was up here that had been taken out. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't even reattach my locks. So that's why I was like, I'm just going to get the tattoos and keep shaving it down, because by the time it got to the length where I was able to attach it, the rest of the locks had already still grown long, and I didn't want no short ass locks up here, putting the side locks back in. So I just was like, I'm going to keep them out. You know? Let me see. You said, if your man ain't hype, your hype man, that it ain't your man. That's how I felt. Is your name Elegua? No, it's Elijah. Elijah. Is that Elijah? I like how you spelled that. I'm sorry I said it like that. I'm sure people do that to you all the time. I'm sorry. But I like how you said that. 222:33 is what I seen. But yeah, he didn't hype me up at all. He was actually mad that people were giving me like the accolades and the props and shit, you know? He said, I was so blind, I grew up dependent, see, and all that I knew was you was all the man I had, and I was scared to let you go, even though you treated me bad. Now I don't want to see. Okay? You said fighting back like Tina. That's how I was. And we did, actually. This happened in a car. So you're right. I was fighting back like Tina. This happened in a car. I told y'all why this happened to me, right? With that preacher, right? Okay, so he was cheating on me, and he had already been caught cheating on me. He had not got that girl pregnant first. I mean, yet. So that hadn't happened yet. He was already cheating on me before that girl even came along and got pregnant, right? So it was another bitch that he was cheating on me with, right? And then there was this couple that was about to get married, right? And he wanted to do this couple's wedding. Now, I'm his wife, and so I'm the pastor's wife, right? So I'm telling him, I don't think that you need to perform their wedding ceremony. And the reason why is because you're an adulterer. You've been cheating. You've been out here sleeping with people, and you're a pastor. And these people, it's a ritual that you're performing. This is what I'm explaining to the pastor, my husband. I'm telling him this is a ritual that you're performing, and this should not be done if you're not in alignment. Like, you're going to curse their marriage. I literally said those words to him, like, you're going to curse their marriage if you're not right and you're performing their ceremony. You're not right in this area. You should not be performing their ceremony. He wants to go to, and I'm pregnant too. So keep in mind, he's hitting me while I'm pregnant, right? Okay. So I'm pregnant with our first son. Yeah, it was our first son because he was locked up for the half of our second son. Okay. But yes, the preacher was locked up. Okay. So I'm pregnant with our first son. I'm in the fucking passenger seat of this truck that he has. It's like a fucking, I forget what type of truck it was, but it was like a truck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a passenger seat and I'm telling him, no, I'm not going to let you perform this people's wedding because it's not right. It's not right. Okay. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyways. Get out the car. He's telling me to get out the car, get out the car. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting out the car because you're not going. He wasn't going to go because he didn't want to take me with him. Right. And I'm his wife. He don't want me to go. So I'm like, I'm not getting out the car because I'm trying to save these people's marriage. Really. I'm like, I'm not getting out this car. And he was like, you're going to get out this car. I'm going to take you out this car. And I'm like, I'm not getting out this motherfucking car because you're not going to go do their wedding because you're not right. You're cheating on me. Like, you're cheating on me and you're going to go perform a wedding, a sacred ceremony. You're not in alignment to do this ritual, right? So he gets mad and he's like trying to push me out the car, right? Like with his hands, he's like trying to push me out the car. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm standing in the car. I'm pushing his ass off of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how y'all, like, he's pushing me, trying to push me out of the car. And I'm like, no, I'm staying in the car and I'm pushing him back. And he's like, no, you're getting the fuck out of the car. And he's pushing me. And then like, we're pushing each other back and forth. That's how fights get started, of course. Right. And I'm pregnant the whole time. We're pushing each other back and forth. He's still sitting in the driver's side. I'm still sitting in the passenger side. He like pushing me and I'm pushing his ass back. Like, hold the fuck on now. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden he starts swinging. So I start swinging. And I got scratched up. And my face was like scratched up too. But that went away. But this one never left. Yeah, it's right here. It was big too. It went further than that. It was like, let me see. Yeah, it was like that big at first. So it went down a little bit. But that's literally his scratch mark across my chest. Fighting me like a little bitch. Fighting his pregnant wife because she doesn't want you to go and ruin somebody else's life. Okay. So F that. You said we gonna be tussling in this bitch. F that. We were tussling in that car. We were. That's where that scar happened at, in the car. You said your mommy was getting beaten while daddy smacking me around. You say I'm nothing without, but I'm nothing with you. A man don't even really love you if he hits you. That's facts. What them lyrics is, girl. You said, yes, wild growth. That shit works. It did work. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was a little skeptical of it. And I cried too. I went live. It's on this channel when I first cut my sides of my locks down. I was like, you guys, I cut my hair. I didn't cut my locks, of course, but I did take the ones out. And it's on this channel somewhere, which I gotta go way back. And I like held my little locks up and I kept those locks too. I used to wear them around my wrist like bracelets. And so I wish that I could get my dreads to grow back to where they are. I had to start all over because I couldn't get them put back in. Oh, it's Elijah. I like that. I like how you spell it. It's beautiful. I've never seen that spelling before, but it's beautiful. Use that wild hair growth. I'll be back. Yeah, I gotta pee. Use that wild hair growth, you guys. That shit really do work. That shit works miracles. Is that my baby? She's awake. I gotta pee. Good morning, baby. Or afternoon. down, girl. You hurt yourself. I'm back, yeah. I gotta dry my hands. My daughter was just telling me that one of the cats had knocked her coffee mug off of her desk and broke it. Y'all know how cats like to push stuff off tables. You gotta stay in here because you're gonna cut your paw because you was in there being bad. So stay in here, little kitty. Daughter, close your door so they don't go back in there until it's up. Slide on in there. Slide on in the bed. Oh no, you can't go back there, little kitty. You done broke some glass and shit back there. He said, thanks. It's a family name. I only know of 2 others that spell it that way, and that's your grandfather and your uncle. Ashe, that's beautiful. He said, oh, I know he ain't like when you said that. No, he didn't like it at all when I told him that he shouldn't perform the ritual. Said, those are the lyrics from Unity by Queen Latifah. I was just talking about that song the other day with my daughter. Unity with Queen Latifah, because she was like, I was like, do you know who Queen Latifah is? And she said, yeah. But I told her she used to be a rapper because children coming up would not know Queen Latifah as a rapper. They would just know her as an actress because she wasn't rapping when the kids came up. She was rapping when we came up, right? So she was like, I don't know any of her songs. And I was like, U-N-I-T-Y, right? My daughter was like, oh, I know that one because they used it for a commercial for this generation. So she knows that song of Queen Latifah's. I told her she got to go back and look at some of Queen Latifah music. He said, it do work. I used it in the past. I had my locks. I applied it every day for 2 weeks and definitely got results. I had to stop using it, though, because my hair started to grow too fast. Like, I was not just putting it on my sides. I was, like, putting it through my scalp and shit. And then I started to have to twist my hair more, like, interlock my shit more because it just kept growing. So I stopped using it because my hair was already long enough. But I stopped using it. And so I'm using it again now as I cut my locks off and you're starting fresh. Are you starting new locks or are you just gonna keep your hair regular? As long, you don't really have to have locks. You just really have to have your natural coil to connect with spirits. So like you don't even have to have locks, just your natural coil will connect with spirit. Period. You said, LOL, dang, badass is knocking stuff off the desk. Yeah, that's what my daughter said. You said, yes, put it all through. A lot of new growth in a couple of weeks will help show up growth. Okay, so it's wild. It's like wild hair growth. It's in a white bottle, and it's got green whiting on it. I don't really know if that's the name. Is that the name of it? Wild hair growth? Or is it African wild hair growth?
It could be either one. No, honestly, you can look it up on Walmart or just go to your local beauty supply house and be like, y'all got that hair growth stuff, and they'll show you.
Okay, so yeah, she don't even remember the name of it, but it's got a white bottle with green writing on it, and then they have like another bottle that you can use or whatever. But it do work fast, and I had to stop it though because I already got enough hair. So, but I just didn't want to not have any edges because my son, he used to joan on me, y'all. I'm not playing. My son used to joan on me all the time, but we used to play the dozens, even though I'm his mama, so he really can't talk about his mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm his mama, but he'd be like, "What about them edges?" Shit like that. And then when I cut him off, my son was like, I was like, what you got to say now? He was like, nothing. Yeah, because I cut him off because it ain't looking like no little baby fro no more. You can go ahead and vacuum. It'll be all right. Yeah, just close your door. You say you started new locks and you still have your old ones though. I mean, you know what? I don't see nothing wrong with like reconnecting your own hair. You know what I'm saying? But I do see something wrong with like reconnecting someone else's hair to your hair. But if you wanted to get your shit reconnected, I don't see what the problem would be with that. I would grow my shit out as I could, and then if there was nothing wrong with your old locks, detox them and put them back. That's your hair. You can put that right back in there. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I was gonna do, but because I was putting that wild hair growth shit all throughout my hair, my locks had grown way past what the length of the dreads was. And so that's why how music used to be so uplifting and now it's so low vibrational. I was tripping off of that yesterday too. Like, girl, if you don't get off my... You already... Now you want to run from the vacuum cleaner. You're already in trouble. You're the one who knocked it off her thing. I know it was you. Now the cat want to be scared of the vacuum after she done made a mess in her. You said white bottle, green writing, wild hair growth oil. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's it. So I have a bottle here. That's it. Wild hair growth oil. It has a red top. Yep. You said, oh, you can detox and reconnect them. Yeah. I didn't want to put them back in because of the energy they held. I wanted to get rid of. You can detox them and you can put it back in. So it's like the same thing. You would just soak your hair, your locks that you took out, soak them in vinegar, baking soda, maybe a little lemon up in there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they're super, super clean. Shampoo them out like you would wash your regular hair, and then just put them back in there. Like you was typing that, and I just told you how to do it. Yeah. Vinegar, baking soda, and lemon. Yep. You just put it in warm water. Put the locks in warm water. Let them soak. You know, then you're going to shampoo them, condition them like you would if it was attached to your head. And then you can get them back in there. If you want, I know people say, like, if you cut your hair, it'll, like, release old energies and old traumas. I ain't never cutting my hair. I don't give a fuck. I'm never cutting my hair. I'm just going to have to deal with the trauma. I'm going to have to deal with the energy. But I didn't really start my locks until, like I said, I was grown anyways. My youngest son, he was about to turn 1. My youngest son was about to turn 1. And now he's like 13. So, you know, I'm keeping these locks. You say, you just made my day. I've been missing my locks so much. But I know Spirit told me to cut them off to release the energy of everything that I have been through. Okay, so there's another reason why I won't cut my locks. Now, if you guided by Spirit to cut your locks, then do what Spirit is telling you to do. But the reason why I will not cut my hair, no matter what, is because there's a scripture in Hebrews that says that you should not take a blade to your locks. Right? So I don't. My daughter has even considered it, like cutting her hair and all that other shit. But she's her own person, so I'm not going to take my belief system and put it on her. If she want to cut her hair off, she can cut her hair off if she want to. But she said she's not going to allow. If she doesn't cut them, she won't allow them to get as long as mine are, because I don't ever plan on cutting mine. Like, my shit going to be touching the ground and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever plan on cutting mine. But some people can't deal with the neck pain. Some people can't deal with that shit because your hair becomes heavy when you have locks. And some people, they can't deal with the neck pain, so they'll trim their locks. Like, I know people that have had locks my length, but didn't cut all their locks off, but just cut the ends off so they can have hair this long and start, like, you know, because when you have shorter locks, you can do more styles and shit with your locks versus when you have longer locks, you really can't do that much with them. So I've seen people cut their locks, but not all the way off, but just like they had length, like I got length, and they don't want to deal with the neck pain, so they'll just cut it right here, something like that, and keep their locks a certain length like that, you know. You say, yep, I'm going to detox and combine mine. I want them thicker. So these ones in the back are like sister locks. You see how thin that is? These ones in the back are like sister locks. So I've had to connect maybe like 3 of these in the back, and the rest of them I haven't combined, but I've combined like three of my locks since I've had them. I've had to combine 3 of them because the ones in the back are sister locks. They're so small. And then these ones get a little bit bigger. Let me see if I can find my biggest lock. I know it's over here, so I gotta look. Where are you at, fat ass lock? I think that's it, right? It's a big one. It's like my biggest lock right there. I might have another one close to it that's like similar. Yep. Yep. These 2 are my biggest locks. Look at that hair. Boy, look at that shit. And then you can still see like my curls at the end. While they try saying I got curly hair, it's right there. It's my curls. Look at this. You see that curl? It's my curl. I love my hair though, I ain't gonna lie. I can show that because like my ends are still curly. And they're not even locked. Like, this is not even a locked in. I can pull the hair follicles apart. This is just curly hair. Not even locked. You say you have nice hair, don't damage it. I won't. You say, yes, we get naked women and naked men and naked shims and naked all over the damn devil worshiping. And they're all shaking their heads back and forth. I don't know why they would be naked. Well, I do, though, because I like being naked. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, who don't? Who don't? So, yes, I know that. And I don't want to, trust me. But it was just something Spirit had me do. I was like, why? Now I can detox and reattach. So, right, you're good. So you can detox, detach, or you can start you another set of locks or whatever. I never wanted to start another set of locks because I know people who have done that as well. Like, nothing will be wrong with their locks at all. They just want another set. They want their parts thicker or they want bigger dreads. So they'll just cut them off so that they can restart, you know? But I'm not never going to cut my shit. But I do know that I will be combining the back locks. I already know that I'm going to have to combine them eventually because they're so small. And I have to keep up with my hair too. The ones in the back, like, definitely I got to keep up with like interlocking my hair and shit like that and keeping them separate, because what happens is, because my locks are so little, it'll start to grow a fro in the back. Like, it'll be like a whole fro, and then the locks will be like on the edge of the fro, like this much new growth. And then that hair will all like start to like lock together if I don't keep my hair up and keep them separate. You said, and it's funny because I had a dream a couple nights I had locks, a couple nights ago that you had locks. They were just as long before. I think this is the second sign I should reattach them. Ashe. Say you have nice hair. Thank you. Don't damage it. What's up, love? What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, I do have a little like dye in my hair, but that's because my daughter was trying to cover up my grays, but it didn't work. Y'all see them gray hairs? There's one. Ooh, look at that. Look at that gray hair, y'all. Ooh, wee. It's curly, but look at that there. I'm gonna be somebody fine ass grandma. Somebody fine ass grandma. She tried to cover up my grays. She tried her best, but it just did not work. My gray eyelash is gone though. Like I told y'all, after I got into that car accident, my gray eyelash was gone. That motherfucking car accident knocked the motherfucking gray hair right off my goddamn eyelash. That shit was like somewhere in the damn car accident. It's gone. It did grow back, and it grew back gray, and then it just was gone again. I was like, oh, I thought like, but that's what made me feel like I had jumped timelines, or like I had maybe died in that car accident and came back, because I had gray eyelash on my bottom eyelashes. It was like gray, some gray eyelashes that were coming in gray, right? And then after I got into that car accident, the gray eyelashes were gone. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in that car accident. But I do remember it. Like, we flipped like 3 times. I remember it slow, like it was slow motion. Like in the movies. Like, that's really how it be happening when your car be flipping over. Like, it's slow motion. I remember that. But I don't remember, like, every little detail, other than when I woke up, my eyelashes were gone. Well, they were still there, but they weren't gray anymore. You know? But I didn't spend some time with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I didn't give a message. I just came to like talk to y'all about what I was going through the last couple of days, just dealing with this and how I've been feeling. And I'm going to keep going. And I do feel a little bit better that I came to my tribe and got to talk to you guys. And hopefully we'll get some type of justice soon. You know, you said this was a really good live, to be honest. Was it? I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll probably come back and give a message. I did not work yesterday. I'm debating if I want to work today because, like I said, the energy of those people, it was just too much for me to take on and have to deal with my own energy. It was just too much energy for me to take on. So I'll probably come back and give a message a little later today. Probably got to find something to eat because I'm a bit hungry now after I didn't talk all this time. And you say, are you going to do a really quick read? I could. I mean, I got my cards right here. I just ain't got no oracle, but we can definitely check some energies. We can do that, no problem. I have got some new cards because I told y'all these cards are just done for. So I got a blue deck and a red deck. So I'm going to have to like rearrange this here. You said, never mind, I'll see you later. Okay, then. No, I can do it. I can do it. I'm still going to come back later. Right, I'm still going to come back later. I just won't get no oracle. Well, hold on. What is this? Raising the bar and requiring more. This doesn't even go on this deck. So raising the bar for yourself and requiring more is out here. 5 of Pentacles. So you could be leaving people behind. Raising the bar for yourself and requiring more. I'm still going to come back and do another one, okay? We're just going to check some quick energies. And then when I come back, we'll get oracle and all that, okay? Because it's Sunday, so. All right, so quick ashes. We want to give ashes to the divine infinite all. We give ashes to all of our Aries that are in the upright. We also would like to give ashes to all of our ancestors, angels, and guides, ascended masters, elder spirits. No, I mean this well. Ashe, ashe, ashe. We ask that they would deliver a message that's most relevant to the tribe, to the group, to the unit, for the whole. That's most relevant at this point in time. And all messages that we receive with love, honor, and respect. And as always, spirit. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. All right, spirit. Show us what some energies. Okay, so freedom. Eight of Swords, freedom from lies and jealousy. Freedom from lies and jealousy. Gossip, okay? Feeling stuck. Somebody could be feeling stuck because you're free from lies, jealousy, and gossip. Feeling stuck. Being bloodline. So, of course, these are people that you could have been related to or whatever. They feel stuck because you're free. The emotional manipulator, here he is. So this could be an ex-lover or somebody who tried to combine their bloodline with yours, okay? And it just didn't happen because they're banned, okay? What else, spirit? Blocks. They're blocked. Yeah. So lying, jealous, and gossiping people, emotional manipulating people are blocked from you. They're all stuck and you're free. What else? You're expanding. They're blocked while you're expanding. What else? Independent accomplishment, you're doing it by yourself. So what spirit said, you're doing something by yourself. What else? Okay, yeah, they didn't want to change. Resisting change, they didn't want to change. So you went on about yourself and look for your spiritual growth. You went on about yourself to do what you needed to do. 5 of Cups, spiritual growth. Ill will from people around you is on the opposite side of this card though. So there's definitely people that are stuck for having ill will towards you, okay? And they shouldn't have done that. What else, spirit? That was a lot. Oh, okay. Okay. Here he is. So he's broke. He's in reverse. He has an STD. He's an emotional manipulator. Okay. He can't move. Slow movement. And I'm saying he, but it could be a she. Okay. And if I say she, it could be a he. You just have to like put it how it goes in your reality. Okay. But this person here, their movement has been slowed down so much because you're free from their lies, from their gossip, from their jealousy. They can't give you an STD. Look, they try to do black magic on you, but it's like a return to sender on this person. Whoever this is, an emperor in reverse, masculine energy in reverse. You moved on from that person. Let's get a few more. Okay, victory over this person. Victory over the lies, over the gossip, over the jealousy. Okay, look, the hating, gossiping. It's a couple. Here they go. I'm so sick of these people. Anything else you want to say about these people before we leave? Because we ain't going to be in their energy for too long. Competition. It's a couple. Here they go. But it's all behind the masculine energy in this, okay? It's the couple. They want to be in competition with somebody, okay? Anything else, spirit, that you want to say? Okay, look. Your problems and troubles are going to end happily. So don't worry about it, okay? This person is definitely in their head about how they can get you to cooperate with them so that they can imbalance your social life. But you're headed towards wish fulfillment, so I wouldn't even worry about it. And these people are losing wealth. You're headed towards wish fulfillment. You're taking this cups from the divine. Moving on, cups from the divine. All right, what else, spirit? Let's look at the sun. Leaving comfort zone. Somebody gone. Somebody's out of here. They like, fuck it, okay? Because these people try to control you, possess you, own you. Okay, try to get you caught up in legal problems. Okay, they have legal problems, but it's not working because you value yourself. Anything else, spirit? Yeah, leaving this behind. Like we got like 5, 6 cards about how we're leaving this energy behind. Let's split the deck. Equal give and take. We're leaving this behind for equal give and take. All right, y'all. That's our quick message, and then we gonna come back and we gonna hop right into the message. So when I do come back, I am definitely coming back. Okay, I'm probably just gonna grab something to eat right quick. And that's it. And then I'll come right back. I'm just going to eat something and I'm going to come right back. And then we're going to get a whole full message. And hopefully it won't have anything to do with these karmic. Then they try to cut me off before I did my spiel. That's wrong. You said, a quick question. How long should you soak the locks in the detox? 15, 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes. However long you would have done your vinegar treatment if the locks was in your head. So like I only soak my locks in vinegar for 20 minutes. I was going to show y'all how I did it because I had just did it before I like finished my hair. So I'll show y'all, but my daughter was like, that's going to be too much trying to do the camera and trying to do this hair too because I actually need assistance to do my hair, you know. But I put my hair in a trash bag. So like I'll just get me one of them big ass trash bags, put my hair back like that, and put my hair inside of the trash bag. And then I'll pour the baking soda over my hair with the trash bag like open with my hair inside of it, baking soda all over it. Then I put the vinegar all over it. And if I got lemon juice, I'll put the lemon juice in it. And then I'll just take the trash bag. I like drawstring trash bags. And then I'll tie it like right here. And then the rest of my hair will just all be in the back inside of the trash bag for 20 minutes, you know. But if you like the vibes and you feel like this is your tribe, subscribe. Be kind and likeness of strangers. You can be entertaining angels unaware. Remember, you are one with the divine infinite all, and the divine infinite all is inside of you. Okay? Hashtag one God, many faces. Hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley 2024. And I'm going to see you guys when I get back here. I'm going to find out what's for breakfast. That's what I'm going to find out. So I'll see you guys in about maybe like an hour. All right? Love you guys so much. Gang, 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 gang. About this bitch.